So.
All right.
What the fuck?
Don't be a wanker.
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. We need theme music that we can use that's like legally distinct, but actually the thing. I think more Spice Girls.
Hell to the fucking no. Fuck them twats.
Hey, you gotta admit they made money for like 5 minutes.
And
Give them credit. It was 5.5.
I hope their souls were worth that price.
No, it was like one album. Like as famous as they were, they got like one album out.
I thought it was 2, but
I
that's
feel like didn't they get 3?
I don't know. It was a pathetically small number, nonetheless.
I mean,
They got 3 studio albums out, 5 video albums.
I don't know. It was a pathetically small number, nonetheless.
Yeah.
I mean,
They got 3 studio albums out, 5 video albums. What the fuck?
Sorry, the echo was from my side.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Title screen. All right. Here we go. Yeah, Spice Girls. They have
fuck. We're not doing this.
I don't know, man.
We are.
Spice Girls. They were like super famous, like for long. For like.
Talk about twats.
I mean, whatever.
3
Nothing
studio
to talk about. Nobody else is talking about the Spice Girls. This is unique content.
They have a
It's
greatest
unique
hits
content, but
album.
nobody wants it.
Wait, how can you have a greatest hits album when you only have 2 albums out otherwise?
You have 3 albums.
Oh, they have 3 albums. So
They
what?
have 3.
No.
I don't know how you have a greatest hits if you only have 3 albums, but whatever.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, selections from our 3 albums.
Here is almost half of the content we've ever made. In fact, considering how long they make some of those greatest hits albums, probably is almost all of their songs they ever made on that album.
All the good ones. It's about half of each album.
Yeah.
No, if it was all the good ones, there would be nothing on it.
You know what? I'm not. There's a couple of good ones.
No, there isn't.
Okay, you know what? I'm being very liberal with the use of the
Rose,
word.
just because you don't like the Spice Girls doesn't mean that the world at large can't enjoy the Spice Girls, okay?
I say because I remember at one point.
But they're not good.
I remember at one point I was gonna record a rant video, and the beginning was gonna be me coming in off the side of the screen dancing to their first song.
Can I just point out the world has no taste?
Oh man, it was a different world back then, man. Even we used to watch TRL when I got home from school. It was the golden age of music when MTV still mostly played other shit, but like it just this one time during the day they did music.
Yeah, one time during the day back in the fucking mid 90s.
Yeah, it was definitely 97, 98.
When they were doing Real World and Road Rules, whatever bullshit that was.
Yeah. Man, I remember all the big ones, like Ricky Martin, man. Like he was popular for like 2 songs and then died super fast. That was
Yeah.
Like,
Ricky Martin was relevant for all of 2 radio plays, and then he just fucking dropped off the map like.
Poor Ricky Martin. I mean, he didn't deserve that.
And even his best song got a better version by fucking Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, right.
That's true of a lot of people, actually.
Speaking of that, I gotta fucking look that song up.
Is it over your Shake Your Bonbon? Because like there was one song he did that was super annoying called Shake Your Bonbon. I hope that's the.
No, it's Living La Vida Yoda.
Oh yeah. Oh. Upside inside out. Anyway.
Freaking.
What the fuck are you?
Huh? Ah, yes. Happy Dinosaur, try subbing and well, one, check your subscription.
Where's Parrot Head?
Parrot Head he should be in there.
Yep, he's there.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not so much that I changed my hair as the dye I had, and it's fading, and it's going back towards the normal natural red.
So she didn't change it. It's just going back to what it used to be, which was brighter than when she dyed it.
My natural shade is this weird reddish black, so I dye it really dark or really bright usually.
Dinosaur, happy. Check your sub first of all.
No, I was just noticing I had some very weird shit showing up in my DM box, so I figured he must be in the chat.
Well, no,
one of them says being his slut and being a slut are two entirely different things.
He has a point.
Well,
no,
that's some people.
No, because the word slut means sleeping around. You can't be a slut if you've never slept with anybody but one person.
What if that person pays you?
That would be whore. That's still not slut. And I don't know. Do you consider it trading goods for services if I go, honey, I want this, and then give him pleasure and to get it?
That's called bartering.
South Park explained this, and then of course, being a millennial, I take all my advice from South Park, and a prostitute is like any other woman; they all want something for sex.
I can't watch that show. The voices literally make me want to kill somebody.
This was a song sung by Isaac Hayes back in the day. It was like the kids ask what a prostitute is, and then first they go, no, don't make me sing about prostitutes. The principal's coming down on me. And then the kids somehow convince him to explain what a prostitute is, and he starts singing a song with Bob Dylan or some other musician, and it's a really catchy song.
Oh, Lord.
The principal walks in and goes, "Chef, what are you doing?" He goes, "These kids tricked me."
Yeah, the kids tricked me.
Well, I'm glad we got a couple people because I got some nice content tonight, man. This is content I put actual effort into. Every time I saw a cringy or questionable ad when I was viewing YouTube on my phone, I took a screenshot, and that's what the content is that I'm bringing in tonight.
I'm doing actual hard work. I'm actually making and selling products for my boss.
Yeah, so. but Rosie, if you're not gonna take a look at this content, you're gonna be missing out because some of this is really truly.
Do not ever call me that again.
He knows how to get people's attention.
That's not when you don't play with getting somebody's attention. With
wait, do you remember what the name of the robot from the Jetsons was?
No.
It doesn't matter. People calling me that is post-traumatic from my sister's abuse.
I got you. Well,
it causes bad memories.
But yeah, so all kinds of fun stuff's happening. World War III is looking more likely by the day.
Oh, yeah. What the hell?
Everyone versus China. It's going to be quite shitty for anybody who is China.
Now, what yeah, I heard about the TikTok thing, and Trump's putting pressure on him.
I've been watching this YouTube channel from India, and it's just an English language channel. That's they're basically the Indian version of Alex Jones, and they're basically just shitting all over China, oh, yeah. Our Indian troops got up to the northern border, and we killed over 40 Chinese. China does not want to announce the numbers.
I don't think China is capable of announcing the numbers, eh?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably true that the Indians kicked their asses because apparently the troops that they sent up there were normally troops that would hang out in the mountains, so they kind of had. I didn't know you were a DJW. Jesus.
No, because Rara's are also kitties.
And
I am a feline girl.
Happy Dinosaur, what's your opinion on birds? Do you consider birds dinosaurs or not? This is something I need to know.
Sorry, just like the whole thing with dreadlocks, it's not owned by one species alone. Just like dreadlocks were owned by one culture alone historically. You don't get to claim RAR.
WinRAR. I use WinRAR. So Lane, what's been up in your life? Tell me about the last 2 weeks. We were supposed to do this stream, last week when. Not that I was available. I was actually up in your territory. I didn't even have time to come see you.
God, I had to make the banner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, like I said, mostly it's been work. I finished the animation I was working on.
Was it for you or somebody else?
It was for my friend's video. It's actually premiering tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to make it because I'm working, but his premiere is at 3 p.m. our time.
That's right. You got to do deliveries on Sunday now, don't you?
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't have to, but it's too late to tell him I don't want to work.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, so there's that, and like I say, I've seen, I've been working with him behind the scenes, so I've seen how things have been going, and I saw everything. Like I saw the animation when it was fully rendered, not counting the short clips I made, and yeah, the work and the voice syncs up absolutely amazingly. I fucking love it.
Good job.
And then, thank you. And then. The camera angles and everything. It's something you're just gonna have to watch and see. I mean, there's more to the video. There's more to his because he was working on it for 7 months. Between 5 and 7 months at least. And I my only real contribution is that animation.
Yep.
Which is still a lot of fucking work, but.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I'm just giving him a push. Go check it out if you can. I'll probably post the link.
Cool. Yeah, definitely share that.
And then I've also been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh! Happy Dinosaur responded to my bird content.
Does he not want to talk about eagles and hawks and badass birds?
New evolution.
Why must you make my grave?
Take that, Darwin, you bearded bastard.
Why must you make my great-great-grandchildren turkey?
I don't know, man. Like, turkeys can be vicious in packs. Like,
well, so can geese.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I saw like one of those gifs of a goose in the middle of a pack of bulls, and the goose is like holding his ground. And the bulls are like have no fucking clue how to deal with this thing that's just like a tenth their size, was not retreating at their threats.
It's just charging at them like nah.
Yeah. Proving that reality is about presence, not.
The geese perceive themselves as bigger threats than the bulls, and apparently he's right because the bulls are confused.
Yeah. All right. Well, with the intros out of the way, Rose, do you want to say anything before we move into content time?
Nothing that you want to hear me say right now.
Okay. Good.
Say it.
No, because I just figured out they fucked up the printing.
Oh shit. Okay. On to better news.
Wrong one.
Wrong one. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't add that to the stream.
That was just my normal desktop screen.
Okay.
So
what is it you have on the docket today, man? Explain yourself.
All right. So every time I see a weird ad on YouTube when I'm scrolling through, I take a screenshot. And this way, I can share it with my friends and people. And I've gathered 15 of these over the 2 years I've had this phone, and I think I have enough to have a lovely conversation. It'd be nice if everybody else wants to jump in and join the conversation. I'd be more than happy to The more people, the merrier. But if it's just you and me, this is just gonna be me freaking you out. So
I sent the invite out, but I don't know if anybody's joining. All right, so what do we got here?
well, so the first one, this one's not really bad, but it's over. The first group, which I call the A group, are overly specific ads. And
These are just ads. I thought you were doing something with cell phone ads.
These are ads I've gotten on my cell phone in YouTube.
Okay, that's not what you told me.
Okay,
I thought because when you were telling me, I thought you were talking about like cell phone ads that are cringy, not
not about cell phones.
not ads you took with your cell phone.
No. You can see how these are going to go off. But the first three are pretty tame. They're the overly specific category, and I think this one defines that category. Biker women dating, very specific. I can't imagine there's that many biker women enough out there that are single to keep a site like this running. Would you? And I don't know. I've been thinking, like, how do you get women to join this site?
Fuck.
Is there like there's got to be like an opposing ad? I don't know.
Go to Sturgis, North Dakota, I guess.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
State you're talking about.
Say what?
You know what state you're talking about, you idiot.
What?
You just said that wrong. Very, very wrong.
What did I say wrong?
What did you say? Say it again.
Sturgis, North Dakota?
Wrong.
Where? What am I wrong about? Explain it then.
Sturgis is in the Black Hills in South Dakota, you dumb shit.
Oh, what's up?
Part of where I grew up.
But by the way, Happy Dinosaur is saying if you DM him.
And by the way, what they're calling a bike in that picture wouldn't be welcome at Sturgis. It's called a fucking crotch rocket.
That's an attractive biker woman, and I should go there if I want to. I don't know, man.
That's not a biker.
Yeah.
I found a new way to set Rose off.
Yeah.
Say Sturgis is in North Dakota instead of South Dakota.
North Dakota has nothing but a bunch of hot air and idiots.
I'm not surprised.
And oil. Sorry.
I don't need to apologize. All right.
That is where I grew up. Is in the Black Hills. That's my culture.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So,
Inviting Happy Dinosaur?
I sent him the link.
Alrighty. I'm not sure if I should continue until he joins. He might have something to say about biker women dating. I don't know. The only thing I can remember why I got this ad is because A, I'm single and Google knows it, and B, I've been looking up bike parts because I've been thinking about buying an old motorcycle and fixing it up.
And the first thing it says, biker women dating.
Yeah. So it's obviously these are all combinations of what Google thinks about me, and I mean some of these are getting kind of sad. So I guess we'll move on to the next one. Anime Islam guy.
Jesus in Islam.
I didn't watch the video, but you can clearly see they've anime styled this Islamic gentleman.
Yeah. I'm gonna get myself strung up by YouTube for having this here.
There's nothing wrong with the ad. It's just like I find it ironic.
No, there's nothing wrong with the ad, but someone might find the fucking thing offensive.
But it's an ad. You can me. Anyway, yeah, I didn't know what to think of this one, and I was like, happy
dinosaurs here.
Happy Dado. Jesus is Islam.
If you're gonna try to
That
bring
made no sense.
Well, apparently Jesus is in the Quran.
Parrot, fucking hell, Parrot. If you want to try to, get him to embarrass himself and get yelled at least spell it right.
Anyway, supposedly Jesus is in the Quran, and I can only think that they're trying to get more people to accept this by talking about Jesus as the one thing they know about.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Quran mentions, I think, all the other religions. It mentions the Torah, it mentions Jesus, it mentions, all of it. Basically,
Bible V3, so...
No.
But anyway, so that leads us into the combination of the two.
Muslim
matrimonials app.
What the fuck?
This one showed up after I was teasing my friend Muhammad. I was using
Wait, what?
I was using Google Translate to prank him, and so I'd put something rude into Google Translate and have it voice it out while we were in the middle of the lounge, just so he'd break out in laughter. And a few of them might have involved sex of some kind, and just to make him freak out. And eventually, I got this ad.
Great.
I mean, marriage in the Muslim world's not like you usually go get a dating app. I can tell you that at least. So it is a little weird.
It's more like you go to a Walmart with Muslims in other countries.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is the end of the oddly specific category. Next, we move into mostly the gay category. And this one's not that bad, but it's some game where the person has a planet and it says me, and then he's playing the same game against his ex for some reason, or her ex. Fuck, I mean, there's basically nothing.
You know, like those.
There you go, Parrot Head.
What were we saying, Happy?
I always get these ads that look like very, very badly made cartoons from a Chinese sweatshop.
Well, don't worry, we've got
shop at gunpoint. They're just doing the bare minimum to not get shot.
Don't worry, there's a fair share of
All
the
right.
group. You'll get to see some of them.
Can you imagine that just for a second? It's
Rise of
a
presidents.
freaking Chinese person with really bad firearm. Just pointing at these people like, you draw now. You draw now. you draw it now. Me show you.
Remember, China is asshole.
China is asshole.
I like this one just because the president guy is defiantly pointing his.
Now get to the drawings.
Yeah, probably 99% of these are from Chinese apps. So
Little do they know, Happy, that the gun won't do anything. It's Chinese made, so it'll jam before it fires a fucking bullet. It's like, yeah. It's like that's why Chinese usually don't have gun crimes. Guns don't fire. You can have a Chinese made musket, it's fucking black powder musket, and the thing will still fucking blow up on you before the ball leaves the chamber.
So
not even the crossbows work in China. They keep getting shot by their own crossbows.
They have the wire at the wrong end. That's why.
Yeah. Ow, my internals.
They built it backwards.
They try using a knife, but the knife just keeps on breaking.
Samurai swords say made in
But
China.
actually, you say using the knife, but that actually did happen. There's a mass stabbing in a Chinese school at the same time when Sandy Hook happened.
Jeez. Rise of president.
Wow, you really brought.
Happy, no.
Yes, I brought your jokes down. I'm sorry. Facts hurt.
Where did? Okay, he vanished.
Where's my Happy?
Happy, come back, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Nah, I think he probably.
Happy, I need you. We need you, Happy Dinosaur 8000.
You need somebody who has a more comical sense of life right now than I do.
Well,
There you go.
so Happy, you back now?
If this happens again, you get to make. Yeah, I'm back. I crashed.
So Rise of President, I got this one some time ago. Obviously, there's no pictures of game footage, but I think a sequel ad came out. And it's Looney Tunes Donald Trump.
Of course it is.
This one's got some concerning features like choose your candidate, take the stage, and become president for life.
because partisanship always sells video games. Just ask Neil Druckmann.
Start your own violent regime. Become president for life. Live glory of communist utopia.
Start millions of people for the comrades.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. The definitely the loony.
Well, for game mechanics, what?
They actually have a fucking mobile game that's like based around communism.
Yeah. I'm sure.
How do betrayers get killed?
There's Rule 34 of the internet that says there's porn of it. There should be a new rule that says there will be a shitty cell phone game of it eventually.
I think that's probably. That's probably yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the next one is.
Yeah, I think.
This one's not too bad. Oh, what's going on?
He's having trouble, bud. I think he's having trouble.
Blame me.
All right.
Anyway. Oh, the chat's having trouble?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, you good, Ben? I can hear him. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
So, yeah, baseball boy. I don't know. This one doesn't. The game doesn't look too bad, but I have no fucking clue.
I fucking hate those ads.
Yeah,
I hate them.
What's with the SpongeBob knockoff on the side there, where SpongeBob?
It's supposed to be. What the deal is with those is there's some sort of ad that says no one has reached the ocean, and all it really is this very cheap backdrop behind the actual game. The game itself is just a distance game.
Yeah.
It throws it throws whatever it is after the baseball is a common one.
Yeah, but this isn't why I put the ad here. I'm more concerned about the SpongeBob knockoff of SpongeBob having done heroin for the last 30 years.
I probably have then.
Nah, that's just SpongeBob with that makeup. He's been on for so long that he looks like he's decaying. Sorry.
Jeez.
He doesn't have the scurvy anymore. He got cured.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I know, man. This one's actually pretty recent too. Anyway, next one.
Oh,
he's got.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue what this ad is.
That's a dating app.
I mean, I think it is, but I have no I haven't seen any other ads about it, and what the fuck does this have to do with dating? Would be my question.
It's playing off of every other fucking ad that comes. It's like the dating app that wants to be deleted. And why the fuck do you want us to download it in the first place?
Download it, then delete it. Don't date your phone.
Well, it's the orgy app, I think.
The orgy app.
Oh, and, somebody had to put this all together. They had to, because this is a picture. It's not computer generated. It's like somebody had to make all these figures, do the stop motion animation and whatever. So, just bizarre as fuck.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, I don't know. As you can see, we're getting worse as I move further down this line. Here's the anime cell phone category.
Well, why are we getting into weeb shit now?
Well, that's a question. That's a question trans people ask themselves before they do that stuff.
What, I became a girl? Jesus Christ! Thank you. That's another fly. We're gonna piss somebody off. Get.
That's another fetish thing, actually.
Yes, I know.
But selling a cell phone game on this concept that you're a guy who became a girl instantly.
They call them sissies, but yes.
You gotta ask yourself, what the fuck does Google think about me?
Are you into weeb?
You want to know?
Maybe Google knows more about me than I know.
you got some hidden desire, man, that you're not telling us? Actually, you know what? Please don't fucking tell us. Keep that shit to yourself, motherfucker.
Jared Fogle, that crap.
Maybe I shouldn't be sharing these ads instead of, I don't know, seeking fair.
Look, there's no context for the ads aside from...
I got them on my phone, yeah.
Yeah, while logged into my YouTube account.
I got an ad for the Church of Zion. I don't know what that means.
The Church of Zion?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
but I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't know. I got a Facebook friend
It's like
request
I need.
Jehovah's Witness today.
Zion House of Worship. The fuck is it? Oh. I don't fucking know.
Jeez.
I got it because I wasn't on. I don't think I think I was on my tablet for a while, and it's the first ad I saw when I clicked on YouTube with it.
Yeah. It's good. It's hilarious. I like to save these ads and show them to people. And we're gonna get cringier. We're almost to the end, but we're also gonna get cringier. So, the next two are for a game called Tales
Ooh,
of.
tasty cringe.
Tales of what?
Tales of Wind. There's 2 ads for this one. The thing they want to demonstrate about this game is that you can date women. So it's like a 4-panel comic we got here. The guy's level's 1, and whatever the BR rating is 5, and he's got a banana. He's suggestively touching. And in the next frame, he's got a girlfriend, and then 4 girlfriends, and then too many girlfriends.
Well, thankfully I wasn't. Thankfully I'm not monetized, Parrot Head.
I don't know, man. So this Tales of
So
Wind.
the Book of Mormon, the game.
Yeah.
And remember, if you can't laugh at yourself, laugh at the Mormons. That's what I do.
Yeah, no, this one's fucking. So this is the only one, but yeah, no, Tales of Wind. This is the one that inspired me to start saving them because I kept seeing this one particular game, like they were pushing it super hard. There was another ad that came out.
Hard is an understatement, I think.
Yeah. So this one steals some memes to make its ad work. It's Pepe the Frog stealing the Peter Parker meme.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen the Peter Parker meme where he looks in a book and then.
Spidey meme.
But it's also got Pepe the Frog in it, and I don't know who needs a book on making a girlfriend in a game, but
these people don't understand memes. They're worse than fucking leftists.
yeah.
And I
hate leftist memes.
It's 'cause leftist memes aren't memes. They're a wall of fucking text on a picture.
Well, sometimes they copy better memes.
They're
and,
more just threats.
Funny.
Well, okay, when they're not being threatening.
Yeah.
No, okay. I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent. I actually saw a fucking leftist meme online. I don't know if I don't think sharing it's gonna work because it'll fucking crash everything. But it basically was some stock footage of this fat white guy.
Yeah.
And of course, stock footage. It must be a stereotype for a Trump supporter or a conservative.
Yeah.
And hold on, I think I have it here on my phone. Actually, it's so fucking stupid. It's just retarded. To it literally is. What the fuck? Fuck off.
What? Huh?
Okay.
Why are you telling me I'm happy to fuck off? That's not nice.
Really?
You're hurting Happy's feelings.
That would be a very, very, very odd relationship change for us.
What, telling you to fuck off? I wouldn't tell you to.
I'm making a dirty joke.
It completely eluded me, man. I'm not paying much attention. Okay, here it is, right here. It's the stupidest fucking thing. I don't know if y'all can see that. I mean, you really can. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's just. Hold on. I'll
You have to make yourself full screen or something.
Yeah,
right?
I'll make myself full screen. There it is, right here. It's the dumbest fucking thing. I saved it from Facebook on my phone. Get in front of the fucking camera. All right. Come on. It's like.
Yeah, actually, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, the masks aren't even about safety. It's for the government to see who they control. And then underneath in purple, it says, now, if you'll excuse me, I have to publicly, I have to publicly post on my Facebook about how much I unconditionally support the police. Like, that is not a meme, fucktard.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw this fucking weeks ago.
By the way, let me offend a lot of people right now. Most of the masks are bullshit unless they're N95s. They do nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But that's not the point. I'm going about the me. I don't give a shit.
I just have to throw that in because it offends everybody because I keep telling them that about 90 to 95% of the masks people are wearing don't do shit and they get really offended.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah,
it's true.
because most of the time these people don't clean. They're wearing cloth masks. They don't clean the fucking things.
Even if you do, COVID particles go through cloth.
Yeah,
It's been tested.
cloth. Yeah, they're not. People aren't very brilliant. They're wearing a mask. They think it keeps them safe. If they really wanted to be safe by wearing masks, they would wear those freaking disposable masks that you can buy at like Walmart. Those are designed to a certain
Even
extent.
most of those aren't rated for N95, though.
Right, but
they're still better than the cloth.
that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
You know, they'd offer some sort of
Well,
protection.
everyone's kung fu fighting.
Kung fu. I know kung fu.
Away from me
Kung
because
fu fighting.
he actually ordered N95s for in public because I can't wear masks. So
I mean,
he wants to be able to not bring it home to me.
Yeah,
There's a difference.
but it's
Logic and reason can be balanced.
it can. It usually isn't, but it can.
Oh, I know it usually isn't.
But
People
that's
are fuckwits.
anyway. Back to the leftist meme. That's what this shit is. It pissed me off so much. It didn't piss me off because of what it was saying. I get what it was saying, but it was just like, how the fuck do you find that funny? That's a wall of text. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? As much as I disagree with a meme, I could make it 10 times better, and I could tell you how I would do it. I'd be like, one, because like I said, I don't agree with the what.
Oh, I was just wondering if you've ever browsed Imgur.
Imager? Yeah.
It's become literal fucking cancer in the past.
Yes, yeah, I know.
So, like, it's like the top 10.
And there's a lot of fucking leftist memes that are just walls of text, and it's just like
They're not even trying to meme on that website. They're just like, this is a picture of Donald Trump, and he's bad.
They don't know how to meme, though. That's the thing. Even Orange
yeah,
Man.
they don't know how to meme. Anything they agree with is funny to them. Anything, but
By
not
the
to
way,
the general
if you
people.
want to ever see cringy memes, just go look at Renfamous and Gail Simone's walls.
I don't know who the fuck Renfamous is.
Yeah.
And I really don't care to know, so please just don't get into that.
Gail Simone is ruining the comic book industry. She's kind of in the angel of death.
Hey, well, I mean, if people want to pay her to ruin the comic book industry, more power to her.
Well, I mean, she's probably the kind of person that thinks everybody else is ruining the comic industry because they're problematic, toxic fucking males. So,
Yep.
because that's a fucking common word nowadays. Problematic.
I've ignored 99% of Renfamous for the last year since I've known the community. Right now, she is actually literally trying to get female artists working Comicsgate fired and shut down or blackballed because women aren't allowed to work in that community. And she's openly telling people she's doing this.
Yeah. Because she knows she'll get support by the freaking lunatic fringe.
Yeah, so she's targeting me and my friends right now.
Funny enough, the lunatic fringe that won't support them when they eliminate their fan base. These people don't get it.
Yeah.
That's, we'll save it. We'll save the rants for that after we get.
How about next time I do a string of this content, it'll be cringy leftist me.
Oh, God. Dude, if
What
you
I
want to
find funny is
yes, that would be good, Tristan.
Okay, next week this week I'll compile a big list of cringy.
That will be our special roast turkey segment.
Okay.
I'm not gonna call it roasting marshmallows anymore because that's just too fucking corny.
Yeah.
And I kind of want an excuse to have the sound of a fire and a turkey screaming.
Yeah,
in the same video clip. So,
but I'll try to put together that content.
I will look for some as well.
Okay.
I'll save you some. I've got a bunch of them, a lot of them being targeted at me and my friends.
But it's just like leftist memes. It's like, I was going to say, I know a way to make that meme 10 times better. And here's how you do it. You take the stupid picture. It's like I said, I can't stand the attempted joke in the meme because I don't agree with it, but I can make it better.
Yeah.
And it would go like this. You'd have the fat guy there. We give him a pasty MAGA, a Photoshop MAGA hat. Give him a fucking cheeseburger and a flag if you really want to go down that stereotype rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then have him say, have say at the top, says masks are government control, and then underneath say, openly supports police.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, the thing is like, yeah, overly wordy memes generally don't make it, right? Unless it's a green text, right? Green text are a different class, but it's like overly wordy memes I mean, that's why the format, top message, bottom message, animal picture works.
Well, they're authoritarians. They humor is their enemy.
Exactly.
No, it's also the image macro itself has to have a point. So if you're going to do that, you need a stereotypical, what they think is the stereotypical Trump supporter, which is some fat asshole with a MAGA hat, eating a fucking cheeseburger, waving a Confederate flag. Because all of us that support Trump somehow have American flags stuffed in our ass pocket.
Yeah.
I don't. It's actually I don't have one. But I intend on getting.
Don't support Trump or don't have the flag.
Yeah.
I don't have the.
I'm a Trump supporter
flag.
too.
I'm not.
But I don't look. I don't necessarily openly admit to being a Trump supporter, mainly because I don't necessarily support the dude. I agree with some of his policies. I think he's an asshole in some other instances with what he does, but for the most part, I don't toe that line. Simply because I don't want to deal with the fucking bullshit that comes from half of the people on my fucking Facebook. This is why I don't fucking engage with him anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't agree with either side. I hate both sides. I don't like Trump. I have experience dealing with him and his family from doing political stuff here. I'm not one of these fucking leftists, though. I can sit there and go, you know what? I don't like him. I didn't vote for him, but this thing he did right and this thing he did wrong.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fucking lunatic, unlike the left.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think I just wanted to comment. Like I said in the stream.
Back to me.
Yeah, let's go back to the fringe.
Well, get your thought out first, Tristan.
Okay, I just said in previous stream that there's the way they make fun of Trump isn't funny, but there's funny ways to make fun of Trump. I mean, like, just
funny
go
ways
back
to
to this thing here, right? It's a Looney Tunes picture of Trump, and like, it's like, okay, that's actually like a good.
I'm actually trying to remember. There was a game that came out that was the silly app game, but it came out right during the first election when it came down to him versus Hillary.
Yeah, I remember that. And then it
actually was really fucking funny, and it made fun of both sides.
Yeah. And it actually had a good caricature of Trump too.
Yeah.
Like, he looked kind of Chinese. He had that comb over covering his forehead, and he's just like,
yeah.
He had the Alec Baldwin look, but not like he actually looked a bit like Trump, not like Alec Baldwin.
But anyway, so moving on from Tales of Wind, I forget what's next because I was more prepared last week. But let's just
sorry.
So I ordered them in a specific order. So here we go.
What the
Become
fuck?
a waifu manager.
Tristan, what the fuck kind of weeb shit are you looking at, dude?
But this one's pretty bad. Especially look at the way her boobs kind of fold over, whatever's holding up the bottom of them.
That's probably, you know what? That's actually, if I were to make a judgment call, that's not as unrealistic as it looks.
No, actually, can you zoom in on that at all?
Let's give it a try here. Here we go. This one suffers from. This is actually really low res, so I'm sorry.
I was gonna say if they're actually that kind of size, I'm kind of speaking from experience here because they're kind of switched to the sports bra and still near that. If something's trying to hold them up, like these shelf bras and the little hooks underneath that some shirts have and stuff, they actually kind of, even if they're perky, still look like they're spilling over it because of the mass. So that's actually more realistic than most of the big girls are.
I mean, now I'm not gonna judge you for the weeb shit, man.
Yeah, no, but
and
Okay, I like watching some anime sometimes, and maybe I like to look up clips on YouTube, and maybe that's why I get this shit.
I no judgment, man. No, but
I don't buy any of the weeb shit. So.
Yeah. The quality of this ad
quality
is
of the ad.
terrible. Look how low res that is. That's how it was on my phone.
I have an ab too, but fuck. It's definitely not that quality.
Yeah, you can be a farmer in the space, man, like in this one. But it's also got girls. Yeah, what do you make the girls do the farming for you? I mean, if you look at the pictures, it's kind of what it looks like.
Technically, it's waifu pimping.
All right.
You have the waifus farm the gold for the pimp.
Yeah.
Or else you get the pimp hand again.
Yeah.
Ooh, rare. I mean,
Okay.
This app has a 4.7 on whatever app store, so it's definitely high quality material there.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, I'll put it on your phone for you next time I see you.
Fuck off.
Ah, here we go. Call me Emperor. This one's
Oh, what the fuck? And why does it have Fabio and Conan the Barbarians
what
sitting
is she
next to each
saying?
other?
So she's saying, look at it's bad English.
Look at me.
It's from China.
Oh, look me. Oh.
The fucking crack pipe shit is that?
It's going for diversity and inclusion all in one.
Call me Emperor.
Simple.
Here's your mail
Bad
console.
English.
The Emperor has rejected the Queen and is going for the rough gladiator.
It's Happy ducked out again. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, no worries.
No, bad English. Hey, you know what? It's better than it's bad Chinese too. So
But is it a better love story than Twilight?
Yes.
no, that's actually worse than Twilight.
No, Twilight's still worse.
No. This is one of the few things that I would rather watch Twilight than look at this shitty ad.
I will look at
You have
this
to
ad over watch Twilight. If I have to watch Twilight, I'm taking a bullet to the head.
But here's the thing, guys. This is a cell phone game. You can play this while you watch Twilight.
Fuck
Oh,
off.
bad.
Fuck yourself. With a captain.
Let's wait for Happy to get back.
If he comes back, I won't be
Bow,
there.
bow, bow.
Okay, you know what?
Do. Zoom in. Oh, well, let me zoom in.
Get that off of my screen. God damn it. I will mute you if I have to.
Accompany me tonight.
You motherfucker.
What the fucking fuck?
Oh, God. I don't want... That's just... I don't know. Just something about Fabio and fucking Conan the Barbarian. Just that specifically is fucking creepy.
Look, I mean, whoops, wrong one.
Oh, look me.
Rhino says he's gonna hang in chat now.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a bummer.
They have to actually acknowledge me more.
I mean, like, look at all the muscles.
Listen,
Badly
man,
drawn muscles.
Oh, jeez. All right.
it's Chinese. What do you expect?
Yeah. I think I've got 2 more pictures, so let's see what the penultimate picture is.
The penultimate.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna be as bad as that.
I don't know. It's not loading. Give me a second here.
1.
There we go.
What the fuck? What the ever-loving fuck is that?
It looks like they're using her to harvest some weird sort of egg.
What is she?
Oh boy.
Tristan, what the fuck, man?
I don't know, man. Like, it just came on the thing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I took a picture of it instead, and now here it is.
I don't get recommendations like this. Maybe I'm not as much of a freak as you, and considering the things I do.
Maybe not. Maybe you're normal. Maybe you're boring and normal.
Yeah, normal is not in her vocabulary, man.
I don't know, man. She doesn't get ads like this.
I am also an outed submissive who used to write erotica, and I don't get ads like this. So you're worse than me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, it looks like they're stuffing hen's eggs in her and having her hatch.
I think they're coming out of her. I think she's giving birth to eggs. I think we zoom in, we can see a little wing action.
Okay, stop it! Stop it!
There's clearly like some wings going on here. The labor face.
Okay. Oh my fucking Christ!
All right, Lane.
There's no context for this. It just says web novel. Must read comic. What the fuck are you reading about?
Fuck if I know. I didn't click on it.
You should have.
Yeah, right.
No.
All right. Are you ready, Lane? Are you ready? There's been a clear escalation of these ads.
There's worse than that.
Maybe, I don't know. I guess this one's more
better be fucking worth it.
I actually spent some time trying to decide which one was worse. So let's see. Let's see what we think here. Come on, damn it. All right, here we go. Ready?
His porno stash comes up.
Yeah, no, it's not moving with the arrow keys like it was before. Give me 1 second to bring this up again.
Were you still zoomed in?
Yeah. There he is. All right. Let's try it.
What?
Give you a moment to process what's in front of you.
I see what it is. It doesn't.
What, do you not think this one's worse?
No.
Don't you think going between level 1 and level 5 is a bit of a jump?
Nope.
What? You don't?
I
don't know. This one's always what caused people the most cringe. What's wrong with you?
I don't. Compared to the last one, this is fucking nothing.
What? You don't see that she's clearly pregnant in the second frame?
And?
You leveled her up level 5? Huh? No?
Sorry, the hatching hen eggs is worse.
Bummer.
Anybody notice she's pretty much full and buxom by level 20? What's your fucking point?
It's level 5 mostly.
And it's like, is that what she's supposed to be?
You get your girlfriend pregnant, and she's clearly in high school still.
Well, you're technically both in high school at that point.
Somebody I showed this to tried to see if they were if that was a middle school uniform, but there's not enough information to.
It's probably closer to a high school.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, most what they think is supposed to be underage girls, or they think is underage girls doing this stuff in Asia, actually is age range supposed to be set for like 17 to 20 range, and mostly adults doing it. It's just the way they age there.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should have ordered them a little differently.
Yeah.
I don't know. I usually got the best reactions out of people with this one. I'm surprised. I've had this one quite a long time. Look into the face lane.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal to get knocked up myself.
Just the fact that it's a game about knocking up cute girls.
What do you think half of the games like Sims and shit involve?
I've never played The Sims.
Most of those kinds of games.
I think I got a copy of PS2 once, popped it in, tried to play it for 5 minutes, and then took it out.
I think she's talking about sim games like that in general, like dating sims.
Yeah. I mean, the dating sims usually don't get that far. They don't get to the point where you need adult responsibilities.
Well, no, usually the game ends before you even get that far.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's all 15 pictures.
Yeah, that actually went on pretty damn long, 45 minutes.
That's what I estimated a couple weeks ago, isn't it? I said it was between
about a half an hour. Yeah. I got nothing for that. I don't know. It kind of just like, you're building up, and it just got like, okay.
Well, I had done my research. I've been showing these ads to people in real life, and for a long time now, and this one usually got the best reactions.
You do realize we're different compared to normal.
Yeah, I know, but I was just trying to guess. I guess I should have put this one earlier, but yeah, no, this one usually got me the best reactions. Usually, the biggest one was, "Is she pregnant?"
Fucking normies, man.
Yeah, that would be it. They were normies. This is all like in the lounge at college.
Sorry, I've seen way too much hentai for that to bother me.
Yeah. Jeez. And the arrow key stopped working again. Oh, there we go. And there we go. That's it. That was my content.
Biker women dating. What the fuck?
Yeah, the oddly specific dating app. I'm sure there's a billion of these. And they probably all go to like the same website, and they just like tag out like things that don't have the biker tag in this case.
Tag out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fucking wrestling match.
Yeah, none of the non-bikers up here. Biker Planet. Oh, jeez.
Oh, fuck. All right. Oh, shit. That was interesting.
What was your favorite one?
Thought, huh?
What was your favorite one?
God, I forgot.
I would like to add, please don't download any of these games.
I forgot which one made me go, what the hell, the most. Not counting the hen one was just fucked up.
Yeah. Actually, there's another one called like web comic that sends ads, but none of them have been that cringe. And I thought web comic and web novel were the same thing, but Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But I still get web comic ads, but none of them are particularly cringe. They're just like anime-ish art.
Anime-ish.
Yeah, well, they're clearly not anime art, but they're trying to beat it, like the Chinese style of anime.
Yeah.
So anime, but not anime.
Yeah. Well, you've got a few imposters to the anime throne. You've got, American, Korean, and Chinese. And the Korean's really hard to tell the difference, but the American and Chinese, you can tell pretty quick which one's which.
Oh, Jesus. So. Have you played any new games yet, Tristan?
I've been playing I bought Ghost of Tsushima.
You've been playing the same thing I have.
I got super disappointed because I was playing the game, and then it drops me into an open world game, and I fucking vocally sigh. I'm like, God damn it.
How far have you got?
Not much. I think I got like the first haiku, the first temple, and
Play it.
Yeah, it's just it's like the second I realized it was another open world game, I just kind of.
Hey man, look, you know how much I hate open worlds too.
Yeah,
I can vouch for this game. This game is fucking incredible.
I'll have to slog through the open worldy parts.
No, hey, look, no, for real. It's when you first start out, it's gonna seem like it slogs a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I've been getting footage for this thing. I've been getting. Let me put a caveat on this.
Yeah.
When I first started the game, that opening battle, that entire opening segment, right?
It was amazing. That's why I bought the game.
Fucking kick ass, yeah.
I watched that on YouTube after I heard about the game. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go buy this game.
That drew me in.
Yeah.
And then after the open world part, it was like, okay, let's look around. Mm-hmm. And from there, you're pretty much you have pretty much free reign to go anywhere you fucking want.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things most open world games don't necessarily get right.
Yeah.
But
the visuals are impressive.
The colors are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but I've been getting. I'm gonna put a caveat on this. I've been getting footage to do a first impressions for the past week and a half.
Yeah.
And by the time, I haven't even started on the first impressions video.
Yeah.
I'm thinking by the time I actually get ready to make the fucking video, it's not gonna be first impressions. It's gonna be final impressions.
Yeah.
Because I can't put the fucking game down.
That's awesome.
But well, here's the thing too. I absolutely fucking hate open world mechanics. I hate them. Most of them are just garbage mechanics, and to a certain extent, Ghost of Tsushima really doesn't do anything new with the open world. They're still the same garbage mechanics you find in things like Skyrim and Assassin's Creed, but the difference is, in the combination that they're actually not annoying. Yeah, I mean,
this actually brought me to the thoughts of like, well, why do I find games like Breath of the Wild and this more tolerable than a Skyrim or an Oblivion, right? And I haven't quite figured it out.
Games like what? Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I feel more like it's more of a Breath of the Wild than a Skyrim.
It is more of a Breath of the Wild type thing too. I was gonna say that. Well, no, even it's not, because even Breath of the Wild is still very sparse compared to this.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a ton of different things to do, but like
there's a lot of
Wild. You've got the towers to find, and you've got the temples to find.
In this one, you have lots of shit to find. You have banners to find. You have records to find. You have Mongol artifacts to find. You have shrines to find. You have you have the charm shrines that you. They're kind of like the towers.
Yeah, I've done the first charm shrine, so
they're challenges and everything. There's a couple you need a special item.
It's a platformer puzzle, essentially.
Yeah, there's a couple of them you do need a plot item for, but the game tells you anyway. But beyond that, there's not much in the way of gatekeeping.
Yeah,
but it's just the entire island itself. It's just so condensed, and like everything in the open world. It feels feasible. Like you go to a new area, a little question mark will pop up, and it's something of interest.
Yeah,
and it's either a fox den or it's a shrine or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's like the more you go and the more you look around and everything, it's just Something about the open world mechanics, like I said, they're the same garbage open world mechanics. You know, collectibles, the fucking hunting things down, and all of that shit. But they do it in such a way, like with the with the fox shrines and the charm shrines and everything.
Yeah.
And the bamboo cutting is my fucking favorite. I love it.
Yeah. But what's bothering me, the one thing that bothered me in my playing is I get because I was still learning the game, I wasn't great at the combat. I was okay at it, but I'd make one mistake and that would fuck up the rest of the combat.
Yeah,
right?
You're not going to be good in the beginning.
So I'd walk up to a group of enemies, I'd challenge them. Sometimes I miss the challenge, sometimes I get the challenge.
You mean the bonus objective?
No, when it allows you to do the initial first kill.
Yeah. The standoff.
Yeah, the standoff. Sometimes I fuck up the standoff. Sometimes I get it. But what recurs is that if you die, the enemies just disappear. It doesn't allow you to retry it, and it pisses me off. And it's like, I want to retry these enemies. I just fucked up once, and I want to learn from my mistakes. It's like, nah, they're gone. Don't worry about it.
That's the punishment thing too. It's like if you unless you die in like an outpost or something where there's a checkpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, you died. They left your dead body, and then you just happen to respawn, and they're not there. That's the kind of irritating part. But it's like the incentive to get better.
Yeah.
I
can't get better as easily. If I had the chance to retry, I'd be getting better a lot quicker.
The standoff thing is tricky because you have to know what their tell is. Yeah,
and it was early in the game, and I was like, one guy had a giant fucking mace, the other guy had a sword, right? The sword guys are easy, but the guy with the mace, I'm like, oh, when's his point? And then, I fuck it up. And
it's got a lot of tells. You have to, and then later on, once you get better and your legend grows, they'll start trying to fake you out.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes if I'm not with it, I'll fuck that up.
Well, that could have also been I was kind of tired at the time. Like it took me a long. I actually had to put effort into getting a fucking copy of this game. I went into Best Buy right when they were closing. They close at 6 p.m. right now. And I said, "Do you have a copy of Ghost of Tsushima?" And the guy goes, "Well, not on the shelf, but let me check." Oh yeah, we just got one copy in. We had just gotten one copy in off the truck, and I got it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I fucking went to GameStop to look. It's like they don't have a copy in, but we can order it online for you. I'm thinking to myself, it's like, bitch, I'm coming into the store to buy a physical copy. Yeah. I don't want to wait any fucking longer for this game to get to my house. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate the idea of it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I used, I got some online credit and I bought the game digital. I'm not happy because fucking space.
Yeah.
But whatever, I bought and for the extra $60 I got the digital deluxe. Comes with the book and the making of and all of that shit. And I haven't looked at any of that other stuff yet.
Yeah.
But like I said, I absolutely hate open worlds.
Yeah.
Just because most of the time they're just the same garbage mechanics and the collectibles don't do anything half the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in this one, as far as I can tell, I haven't gotten all of the collectibles. The more banners you get, the more you can get. You can eventually unlock saddles for the horse.
Yeah.
I think it's a cosmetic thing right now. I'm not sure. Then there's the bamboo strikes.
Yep.
Which, like I said, are when you encounter the first one, it'll give you. It'll be the first one will give you a resolve boost, and then you have to hunt more down. And hunting those down is actually really fun.
Yeah.
Because have you done one yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't played really much anything. I played one round of Battlefield 1 today, and that's like the first game I played in the last 5 days.
Nah, I'd say you should definitely invest more into Ghost of Tsushima. Because I will say this, trying to hunt, getting to the point where most of the map is unlocked, and most of the collectibles you think are found in a certain area, it does become a bit of a chore to hunt down the rest of them. But you do get you can unlock you can eventually unlock skills depending on how you spend points that will actually help you find these collectibles. It'll be different wind directions you can unlock. There's also a costume you can get that'll help you, that'll allow you to track artifacts and banners and hidden things like that. which I wear all the fucking time in the game. Yeah. Just because I have no real use for any of the other ones, and I like the fact that it tells me it more or less just gives you a clue if there's a special hidden item within the vicinity.
That's good. Yeah, no, I'll have to sit down and give it another try. Like I said, I was probably too tired to really enjoy parts of it at that point. So
I say
fucking up combat.
It's one of those games. The combat requires quite a lot of attention.
Yeah,
it requires a lot of it requires a lot of attention to get used to, and then as you play through the game and your muscle memory and you start learning the tells, you'll have more tells to contend with.
Yeah.
And as your skills increase, you'll have other tells to contend with, telling you what you can do, because you can there are certain things you can do, like right now, like starting out, there's attacks that are completely unblockable.
Yeah.
And then you can get a trait, you can get a skill later on that makes certain attacks parryable that are technically unblockable, but you can parry them. And they flash a different color. They instead of having a red X, they have like a blue X.
Yeah.
And it just adds a whole new layer to it.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love doing, by the way. I love just parrying the guy with the spear. It's like, I'm going to stab you. It's like, no, you're not, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so I don't know. I like I said, I hate open worlds. I will stand by that. But this one just does something right with the combination of everything.
It vaguely reminds me of the atmosphere of Onimusha. Not that
I've never played Onimusha.
They remade it for PS4, just the first one, but
yeah, I've never.
It was an early 2000s. I mean, the first Onimusha came out in 2001. It was practically a PS2 launch title. The last one came out on PS2 as well. There were 4 games, and after that, Capcom never did shit with it after. But like, it was a good story, and it's a different era of Japan, but in this case, it was a little later. But but it's more of there's demons and shit going around. Rather, this is more humans. One of the things I did like about Ghost of Tsushima is like in the early scene where you meet the Mongol leader, he's not portrayed as a big dumbass with a bunch of brutes. He's portrayed as like, this guy knows what he's doing, and this is why he's dangerous.
Oh, the Khan?
Yeah, he's like, you know what I did to prepare for today?
He's one of those villains that you know you're gonna hate when you fight him.
Yeah.
But when you're not fighting him, you just love how evil and conniving he is.
Yeah. But he's not dumb. He's not
an idiot at all.
Yeah.
He's fucking
so easy to make your villains like especially when they're Mongols, right? People like to make Mongols look like dumbasses. But the reason the Mongols in real life took over everything is because they were not dumbasses and were in fact the opposite.
Right. Yeah, they had good leadership.
Yeah.
Fucking Genghis Khan of all things.
The only reason they didn't conquer Japan is because there was a little bit of bad weather going on.
That's something I actually have to look into too.
Yeah, so what actually happened was this invasion went off without a hitch. The battle of the 80 samurai did happen, and of course the samurai lost.
Oh, that battle, the battle on that.
In the intro, that's based off a real battle.
Yeah,
not exactly the same, obviously, but
it wasn't.
So they conquered Tsushima Island, and the Mongols were in their boats, but then a fucking typhoon comes and just fucks up all their ships. And this is where the term kamikaze comes from, heavenly wind, because the Japanese are like, well, fuck, look at that shit. The heavens are looking out for us. And then, you know what? The Mongols tried to do it again like 5 or 10 years later. Same fucking thing happened. A typhoon rolls in and washes them away. So now the Japanese are all like, yeah, God likes us.
Yeah, it's like, motherfucker, you ain't gonna try us again, are you?
Yeah, right. And the Mongols never did try again. Because both times they lost tons of resources. They lost thousands of men and just to the weather.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? We're not going to take a chance on that being fucking, divine intervention again.
Yeah. So, but that's the partial real story. Like even that's kind of the fun thing about Onimusha is that it actually has some of the real history in it, but it's sci-fi, or it's not sci-fi, but fantasied up a little bit.
Oh, the game?
Yeah, so Onimusha takes place. The first 3 games kind of revolve around Oda Nobunaga as the bad guy, and it goes over a lot of the historical stuff that happened with him, and then the fourth game kind of takes place with one of his generals who ended up actually conquering Japan, and but it follows some of the historical points, and you're fighting on one side, and yeah, it's interesting nonetheless. I don't know, that's what I like about Onimusha. And this game does the same thing, except there's no fantasy. Well, there's a little bit of fantasy, but it's not unrealistic fantasy. It's plausible fantasy. I would put it that way.
Yeah, I've been playing that.
Yeah.
I say I'm on Act. I say I'm on the opening cusp of Act 2 right now.
Yeah.
But I've actually gone back to that first island,
Yep.
first part of the island.
Yep.
And I'm sort of trying to scrounge up the last bit of items that I can.
Yep.
Before so I'm probably not going to get them all before I start going back to the top.
Yeah.
But I'm also working on liberating the last 6 farmsteads.
Yeah.
Because plot wise, the bad guys come back and start doing shit again.
Yeah.
Because of everything that happened at the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
And so those eventually become, because if you go back to the map screen, you can sort of see that there's the what is it, like the places liberated versus the places controlled by Mongols.
Yeah.
At the end of Act 1, it's still gonna, if you liberate every place before you conquer the castle.
Yeah.
Which is basically before you go to try and end Act 1 when you're ready.
Yeah.
It'll show, like 17 places liberated. When you finish the castle, there'll be 18 out of 24. But there's no other places around. It's like, okay, there's going to be more places popping up later.
Yeah.
So the interface kind of spoils it, but it's fun. I'm sorry, Rosetta. What?
Trying to get your attention for a while. I need to go.
Okay.
You even looked down and noticed something.
Yes.
Hi.
All right.
Later.
Okay then. Sorry, I got caught up in things, but anyway.
No, Ghost of Tsushima's good. I just haven't had time to play anything. Well, I've had time. I've just been really sleepy. I haven't been sleeping.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So,
this work has been kicking my ass and everything. It's like,
I can't talk about much about what I do at work, but I had a breakthrough. I've been working on one part of this project, and it kept not working and not working and not working and not working. And then I changed one thing on Wednesday. And keep in mind, I've been working on this for weeks. I changed one thing on Wednesday, and it started fucking working. So I got up, I locked my computer, and I just walked outside. I'm just like, ugh.
It's just one thing you fixed, and it's like,
yeah. I mean, it took some clues to figure out what that one thing was. So it wasn't exactly like I wasted my time, but once I figured it out, it's like, God damn it. I mean, it's good. That means I can move on to the next stage of the project. But like it was standing in my way, and like the solution was so fucking simple that I wanted to hurt myself.
Right there in front of you.
Yeah.
What time? Oh, man. Let's say we hit about the hour 13 mark. I don't have anywhere else to go with the stream right now. Do you?
I was going to talk about some stuff, mostly just older video games. I've been getting. How much you want to talk about old Pokemon? I don't know. I've been thinking about getting this like handheld thing that plays Game Boy games, and like I've been watching all these Pokemon videos recently. Have you seen any of the videos where they try to play through Pokemon with like the worst Pokemon you can think of?
I've been watching J Rose 11.
Yeah, that's who I've been watching.
Yeah,
those videos.
I say watching. I've been listening to some stuff he's been doing. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, like exploit Red and Blue to figure out how you can. Like he's even keeping a list of like what time it took him to beat it with each individual Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And his favorite ones were Ghastly and Mewtwo. I mean, Mewtwo is pretty fucking obvious because Mewtwo's the most broken Pokemon in the game.
It's not when you're starting off at level 5. It's not.
I guess not. But I remember back in the day because we actually managed to get a Game Boy Link cable at my school, and like we would play against each other in Pokemon. it took us a while before we just outright banned Mewtwo. But like every time you'd go to fight somebody, you'd have to fight their Mewtwo. It would always boil down to your Mewtwo versus theirs. And since Mewtwo has recover and it's unlimited PP in battle, nobody got anywhere.
I don't think it has unlimited PP.
I'm pretty sure when you play against each other in a link battle, PP is unlimited.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
It's been a long time. I mean, obviously, people aren't linking together and playing Red and Blue that much anymore. But yeah, like I remember when you link together Red and Blue, like when you do a link battle, not when you play it single player. A linked battle, it's unlimited PP for some fucking reason.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe not. I can't remember. There was something there. But yeah, no, we just end up using recover a lot against each other, and it's like,
Yeah, because it was like recover. Like psychic and recover and a few others. Like recover, it recovers. I think when you use it, recovers.
Yeah, it depends
on what half of your maximum HP is.
Yeah,
it recovers all of that.
Yeah. So yeah, you just get nowhere. I don't know. And the other thing that was funny about playing Pokemon Red and Blue back in the day is like Pikachu was really popular, so everybody would have a Raichu. So I always keep like a ground Pokemon, like a Sandslash or a Dugtrio. And the Sandslash...
Or even a rock Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah. A Golem, who was hard to get because you have to actually trade with somebody. But if you could get a Golem, that guy kicked ass too.
Golem was a fucking monster.
Yeah.
He was especially mean if he had self-destruct or explosion.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would normally use those moves if you have a Golem.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to just sacrifice him, off the bat, and you have full health, and you can survive the battle, you can survive the loss. It's perfect for just taking one of your opponent's Pokemon out. It's like boom, motherfucker. Unless of course the 1 in 256 glitch happens.
Yeah. He self-destruct. It missed.
It missed, and your HP is just going down. It's like, well, fuck me, run. No, I've not hooked him up to. I've never played a linked battle. I have decided to hook. I did connect Red and Blue to my Pokemon Stadium game.
Yeah,
because a few years ago, I intentionally hunted down Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 and a couple of transfer packs to import into Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
And I did not regret it at all.
That's cool. Yeah, I need to get some of that shit. I want to get one of these. This is only on pre-order, but it's an FPGA-based emulation console. If I reload it, it'll play the animation again.
It's an emulation console? It's
not emulation because it's on FPGAs. I don't know why I used emulation, but FPGAs are a type of logic circuit that if you code it right, it basically is whatever you've coded it to be. In this case, this company has coded it to be a Game Boy Advance, essentially, with a nice screen and an HDMI output and all that other nice shit.
The fuck even have with an HDMI output,
so you can play it on the TV.
Oh,
right.
I have a fucking Game Boy player on my GameCube. I don't need that shit.
Well, I was just thinking about getting one of these because it's really nice, and I'd like to be able to play it. You can get adapters to have it do other shit too, but it comes default for Game Boy. You can get these adapters, you can do Game Gear, and some of the other more obscure shit, like Atari Lynx.
Oh. Don't you have an Atari Lynx?
Yeah, but it's like stuffed away somewhere where I don't have access to it. I haven't gotten to play Ninja Gaiden yet, man. It's still sitting right here.
Yeah. It's not that great, but...
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's going to be kind of a cool system. And then they're even making a dock, so you can dock it if you want. Yeah. Ooh, it comes with a pocket hard case. Yeah. I don't know. The pre-orders go up on Monday, so I got to make sure I can jump on that.
How much is it going to be?
Like $200.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having one to play Metroid games again.
The thing about
I still have my Game Boy Color and my Game Boy, my Game Boy Advance.
The thing about FPGAs as a circuit, like they're actually quite expensive. Like
yes.
And it depends on how much stuff that's in it, but like even the cheapest FPGAs are like $40, right? So when you factor in that, yeah, the main chip in that's going to be at least $40, and not including everything else that's got to go in there, that's about right? That price isn't out of control; it's within range.
It's feasible.
Yeah. So, and that doesn't include like the development cost of the code that goes into the FPGA, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I've done FPGA code development for like my own senior project and shit. And I mean, doing more complex designs like a whole Game Boy, you know, takes a lot of know-how. You basically have to have the technical documentation for it in front of you, which it is available. So like that's how they get it working. But you have to sit there and like the actual process is like you have to sit there and study it, and then code it, and then see if it works, right? And you do it bit by bit. You code the processor, then you code the graphics chunks, and then you code and then you connect them the way they're supposed to be connected. Nintendo provided that documentation years ago, like because you need to know how it works to program it. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that'll be kind of cool. If I get one, it sounds like the pre-orders are going to go pretty fast. So, I'll probably. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. That's it. I've been watching Pokemon videos for some reason.
I've been listening. I haven't really technically been watching because I've been at work, but I need something to listen to.
Yep.
And that's just I'm tired of listening. It's like I love the political stuff. I love Tim Pool, and I like listening to him. I'm just so tired of hearing about everything going on.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And I'm also just kind of tired of just the I don't know. There's just a lot of people are talking about the same things recently, and it's just like, okay, seventh video talking about pretty much the same thing. It's like, okay, I've just had my fill of it.
Yeah. No, and it's just because the same shit keeps happening, and you got the same people making trouble.
But it's not just politics either. It's not even the same things happening over and over again. It's just people are making videos about the same topics over and over again. Just well, that's what I feel is getting stale. This is what's getting stale about like the Comicsgate and all those other kind of communities is that they're really just not that I don't like the content, but they're all based on the idea of all these things are happening that are bad to these industries and the companies aren't doing it. But you've heard that song and dance a million times, and you've even seen the conclusion. And the eventual conclusion is the companies are going to fuck themselves over. Yep.
So you already know the ending of the story. Now, there might be some exciting events in the meantime, but at that point, you're just like, yeah, I'll watch it if something interesting happens, but I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like, what's that one, those YouTubers I watch? They're like a husband and wife. The
Star Wars Explained?
No, they do mostly Disney stuff.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're pretty good, but like a lot of it's just like them talking about how bad Disney is doing, and Disney's not doing bad because of their own actions for the most part, other than Star Wars, and their actions were letting Kathleen Kennedy do whatever she wanted, but that was one delegation. The other thing is just Disney's getting fucked over by the virus, and it's not really their fault. They've just had all their eggs in the basket of people are going to always go to the movies and people are always going to be free to go to the park, right? And now that both of those things have been fucked over by a virus, Disney's the least prepared company to deal with such a future.
Yeah, which is why they're pushing Disney Plus and that shit.
Yeah. And
all right, let's have a discussion here because it's been on my mind. Now, am I wrong for thinking this? I think Star Wars needs to take a fucking break.
I don't think you're wrong.
What do you think about that?
I don't think you're wrong. They fucked up Star Wars, and the fan base is kind of upset, right? And well, most of the fan base is in the know on who fucked it up, right? The finger's been successfully pointed at Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes.
Right? And for the most part, you still got your normie fans who don't know a single thing, and they just thought, they saw the Rise of Skywalker and were like, well, that was meh, right? I'm going to go out and say the movie wasn't terrible, but it was definitely a hard meh, right?
I fucking hate it.
Like, it was definitely in the hard meh territory, right? It was too fast paced, and you didn't learn anything about what was going on for the most part.
It was like The Force Awakens all over again.
Yeah.
It was like The Force Awakens time. It's like Force Awakens, the sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a meh, right? And it was like, so most people are just like, they're not talking, how I often say, like, the 207 gaming thing's super predictable what they actually thought about the games because they stopped talking about it. Well, the Star Wars community is a bit like that, right? They haven't talked much about that movie other than, negative shit about it. And the only people talking about it are, well, us. Not us, but, this community, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and because they're the only ones that really give that much of a care at this point. Everybody else is like, well, that sucked. I guess I can move on with my life. And
yeah. And then now that's like they have the Mandalorian, which they released after the Rise of Skywalker. They released season 7 of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen either one of those because fuck Disney Plus and their subscription. There's nothing on Disney Plus that's gonna make me wanna subscribe.
When I was visiting my nephew, I watched a bunch of Simpsons episodes when he was working.
Fuck the Simpsons too.
Well, it was like season 4 anyway. So
when it was good.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's nothing on Disney Plus that makes me want to watch it. Okay, I mean, sure, I may indulge in a few Disney Channel original movies that I enjoyed as a kid growing up, but that's not enough to make me want to buy Disney Plus. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've never seen them, but I've heard different things about the Mandalorian. Most people love Clone Wars season 7.
Yeah.
Because of fucking Clone Wars. Clone Wars was its own thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was pretty good.
Now here's the thing.
I've
always been a video gamer, right?
Yeah.
Like I got an NES when I was 5, and I liked video games, and I got a Sega Genesis. I was a Sonic fan. I was a Pokemon fan. I've never been a hardcore fan of any of these franchises. I've just been a fan. And you could tell it's like I abandoned Sonic the second they went 3D. I never played a Pokemon game after Red and Blue, right? I stopped giving a shit about Mario after about Mario World, right? I didn't own Mario 64 back in the day. So I'm just kind of transitory in a lot of these things. But I do have some tied-in feelings, and I have opinions of them. But it's like Star Wars is just another one of those things. I would watch it whenever it was playing on TV. I don't remember ever seeing the first Star Wars until I saw the remake in theaters.
The remake?
Yeah. Back in '99 when they did the
episode 1.
Yeah, episode 3. They did a remaster of the first 3 movies, put them in theaters in 1999, 2000, 2001.
Oh, of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they actually put them in theaters. My school actually did a thing where they took us to watch the movies in Orono. Yeah.
I was like, because I remember seeing Phantom Menace in the theater.
Yeah.
But I don't remember them.
Yeah, no. Before they did the prequel trilogy, they remastered the first 3 and re-released them in theaters. So
was that the special edition thing that they did?
Yes, exactly.
They released the special editions into theaters before they put them on video cassette.
Yes, they did. And my middle school took us to see them. We had to pay for our tickets, but they took us on the $1 ticket day. So
on Tuesday, back when Spotlight was the cheap seats.
Yeah. So they took us on the day where it was $1 each, and and it's like they just sent a note home. It's like, we're gonna take the kids to see Star Wars. Send them in with $1, and it's like everybody had $1. Nobody was that broke, and I'm sure if somebody really couldn't afford it, the teachers would have been like, "Here, kid,
take your $1 and go."
Yeah, take your $1 and go. But yeah, it's like like that's how much of an event it was.
Yeah.
I thought that's cool, but that was the first time I really remember seeing the first movie, because what they were playing on TV was Empire and Return of the Jedi, right? So for some reason, A New Hope was never on TV as much, or maybe it was and I just missed it a lot. It has been 30 years, but
yeah.
So yeah, I don't have a ton of vested, but I am concerned when they fuck things up, right? Of all these fan bases I mentioned, the Sonic fan base is probably, like, despite some of the weirdness, they're the most accepted fan base by their host company. Sega cares the most about the Sonic fan base, by far. And they should be the model on how a company treats their fan base. But they're not. I don't fucking know why. But, it's like it got to the point where Sega's most successful Sonic game in recent memory was made by a fan. Right?
Sega does have a bit of an issue when it comes to listening to fans about how they make some of the games, but yeah, for the most part, they're pretty good.
Well, like I said, if people were more like Sega, like Nintendo is like the opposite of Sega, because they treat fans who make fan works like shit.
Yes, they shut them down.
Yeah, and it's like, what's their crime? Well, loving your property. Dear God, stop them from loving our property.
Making a fan project based on their IP, which they could technically claim as copyright infringement and shut them down.
Yeah, it's legal, but it's not.
It's legal. The legal precedence exists, but there's no real point to doing it. It doesn't harm their IP.
I would say it borders on the unethical, and yes. I would say it is. Well, it's a dumb move if you want to keep your fan base liking you, right? Like,
yeah.
Again, like most.
The fucking worst part about that too, when they shut down AM2R,
yeah.
They announced like a couple months later, oh, we're doing a remake of Metroid 2 on the fucking 3DS. And you know what? I'm gonna go off. I'm not gonna pull any punches when I say this. That version sucks ass. Okay, it sucks ass through a sour punch straw. Now, let me put that into a bit of a context. Some of the combat is good. Some of it is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But when you compare what that is, I mean, not even to just Metroid as a whole, it's not Metroid.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, Fusion was also not necessarily Metroid, and the original Metroid 2 wasn't necessarily Metroid in a retroactive sort of way. But it's like, have you played the 3DS remake?
I haven't played any Metroid games, and that's probably a problem. So maybe we should play them.
We should fix that. We should fix that at some point.
Maybe I should come up and we can play Metroid on stream.
But the remake is hard to impress because compared to the original Game Boy version, it's woefully different. But tonally, it's not at all Metroid.
Yeah.
Because in the original Metroid 2, let me see if I can put this into a bit of context here. The original Metroid 2 was Samus is on the Metroid homeworld.
Yep.
And the goal is, because this was in the sequel to the first game, the Metroids are a threat. And the lore is, okay, the Federation is going to destroy all of these creatures and make sure that space pirates can't take them anymore.
Yep. And
that was the whole goal of the game. You're on this planet that you're not familiar with. You're going down to the core of the planet as you go. Literally, you're not going, through catacombs and temples and everything. You're going straight down to the core of the planet, killing Metroids along the way. And they morph and they mutate. And, it's basically a genocide mission when you really think about it.
Yeah.
But it's also very linear.
Yeah.
And the whole tone of the game is just as you get deeper and deeper, you're killing more of these creatures when you're a hostile invader, basically at this point.
Yeah.
And you're treading on them and you're wiping them out. And then, as you go through, it's like, you're sort of seeing, you're seeing some creatures as you get deeper into the planet. You're seeing, what the creatures do to build their hive, which is, like mindless instinct at that point. And then you also encounter fewer and fewer enemies. And the whole tone of the game, and there's more to it than that, but the tone of the game is it's a genocide mission. And as you get deeper, closer to the hive where the queen is, and you're fighting more and more powerful Metroids, it's like there's nothing else but the Metroids after a certain point. And it's like, these creatures are fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
And then as you're destroying more, because there's a little counter in the game too that tells you how many you've killed, or no, how many are left. It ticks down every time you kill one.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the end, there's just one left, and it's the queen.
Yeah.
And then obviously you kill the queen, and then there's no more Metroids.
Yeah.
And it's like Metroid 2 is a genocide mission. Yeah, it's sort of swashbuckling and fun and adventurous, but towards the end, it's like, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah.
And then at the end, spoiler alert, at the end, have you, the last Metroid, the baby Metroid, hatches. And instead of killing it, Samus takes it with her.
Yeah.
And the last part of the game is just basically like you're just reflecting on what you just did. You just wiped out an entire species, whether they're
That's
artificially
deep for a Nintendo game.
Well, I mean, it was very subtle. It takes a lot of interpretation and everything, but yeah, it's very subtle. But it's like, that's what it is. You're committing genocide on these creatures, whether they're artificially created or not. They're on the life form. You're invading their territory. You're fucking up the ecosystem. The overall tone, it's like you can feel the overall tone in that game. It's just dark and gloomy as you go through it. Whereas, the first one was, just as isolated and kind of dark and gloomy, but at the same time, it's like, you have a goal, you know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, and then at the end, it's like, what the fuck did I just do? And you're walking up with this last of its species thing.
Yeah.
And then you fly away. And that's pretty much the tone of the game.
So what, do they fuck up that tone in the 3DS remake?
Well, they fuck up more than just that tone. Because the AM2R, the fan remake, was more faithful to that tone, but it elaborates on so many different things.
Yeah.
It basically... It revamps everything that was in that game, gives everything a new... It does what a fan remake should do. Mm-hmm. It breathes new life into it. It makes every area its own thing. It's really fucking amazing. You'll have to play through it.
Yeah.
You'd have to see it just to understand it.
Yeah, nobody's described it to me that way, so I've just never thought about it.
No, I'm just talking about AM2R, the fan remake. It's like a Zero Mission-esque remake of Metroid 2.
Yeah. But
it just expands on so much. It's one of those things you have to see to understand. Because the original one, was limited in its Game Boy thing. Most places just look kind of similar. I mean, it's a fucking Game Boy game on a monochromatic screen.
Yeah.
But, and then most of the Metroid games have a certain tone to them anyway.
Yeah.
Super Metroid is was more action focused compared to the previous two, but they were also firing pretty much on all fucking cylinders when Super Metroid came out. That's why it's considered one of the greatest Metroid games fucking ever.
Nintendo did have some good teams on their side in that era. I think a lot of it is like Nintendo's core staff tends to be a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck is going on. But if you go to some of their more peripheral companies like HAL Labs and companies like that, you actually get some really good games.
Oh, the people that made Metroid is R&D 1.
Oh, okay.
They were right in the. They were. I think it was R&D 1. I think made Nintendo R&D 1. I think
you're right. Intelligent Systems, it says.
Yeah. Research and Development 1. I think they made Metroid.
Yeah, but it also lists Intelligent Systems on the Wikipedia article, which is they're the people who make Fire Emblem and.
Well, yeah, they make a lot of games.
Yeah,
but that was Metroid was one of the ones I think that they made.
Yeah,
and I think is it.
Oh well, so R&D 1's defunct as of 2004.
Yeah. But it's like so they were firing on all cylinders when they made Super Metroid, and they went back to Planet Zebes, which was the setting in the very first game.
Yeah,
and it brings back the it basically retreads Metroid 1's area. But it treats it as it's not a remake. It's just treating it as the planet is the space pirates went back, rebuilt it. They basically brought Mother Brain back to life somehow. And Ridley survived the first fight.
Yeah.
Back when it was just these 3 games, Ridley survived the first battle. He steals the baby Metroid so they can go back and clone it.
Yeah.
And that's where the tone of Super Metroid comes in. Metroid 3. It's like, okay, it's action adventure. There's also suspense, and it's a race against time.
Yeah.
But now, to the point, AM2R has that sort of zero mission Metroid Prime, not Metroid Prime, Super Metroid feel.
Yep.
In the sense that it's, vast open world. There's basically every major ability that she had in Super Metroid you have in this game.
Yeah.
And, it's more action oriented, but at the same time, the tone is still there. It's like, as you get deeper and deeper, it's like, okay, you know what? Everything is, it's like, oh my God. But what the 3DS remake, it does so many things differently. It focuses too much on action.
Yeah.
Now, I say this with a caveat because one other game, Metroid Fusion, was one of those games that was geared towards more action and linear story structure compared to what Metroid used to be.
Yep.
Which it served the function of that particular story anyway. It wasn't meant to be, open and all of that good jive. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic.
Yeah. Whatever.
The 3DS version, they add this new mechanic called 3D aim.
Yeah.
360 aim, sorry. Which instead of being able to aim up and down, you lock in place and you can move Samus's arm cannon in any direction.
Yeah.
And it sort of makes sense, but it kind of eliminates the idea of the challenge.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if we're going to stop and we're going to shoot because that's what the enemies call for.
Yeah.
It also adds this other mechanic, which is basically a melee counter, which is a fucking parry, which is used all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Which, if you've played a Metroid game before, it flies in the face of Metroid, because for it to work, every creature has to be hostile.
Yep.
And in most of the time, in other Metroid games, some creatures are hostile, some are just there, and you're in the way, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like like the zoomer, like some of them, like the zoomers, the ones that just crawl. They're like green Goombas walking off of a fucking cliff. You could let them. You could let them go on their merry fucking way, and they won't attack you. They're not gonna do anything. They just walk right by. And then there's some, like the little flying things in the first Metroid game, that will swoop down and fucking chase you.
Yeah.
So there's some aggression. There's some that just, are content to leave you the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And this one, to make use of that melee thing, makes every fucking creature aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where they will charge at you just so you can use the melee counter and then blast them with some,
Yeah. So they make something so their stupid counterattack actually has something to do.
Right. That's really it. Outside of boss battles, because you'd expect that sort of thing to be useful in boss battles where the Metroids are fucking intelligent.
Let me ask you this about the remake. Did they unnecessarily make it like a 2.5D game where it's like 3D polygons?
They did that too.
You see, that's the problem with Nintendo doing remakes these days. If they remake a 2D game, they do it in 2.5.
This also wasn't internal. This was an outside project.
Yeah, but even then, Nintendo doesn't see any value in 2D games in modern days.
Yeah. No, it was also on the 3DS. It had to make use of the fucking 3DS, the 3D gimmick.
Yeah, well, that's stupid.
It's like, so you already have more of an action focus.
Yeah.
Even compared to Metroid Prime or Metroid Fusion, which Metroid Fusion arguably is one of the most action-focused games in the series. And then you also have these enemies, which are always aggressive. There's no way to circumvent them. You basically have to fight them or get hit.
Yeah.
So that slows the pace of the game down. In addition, it's another one of those instances where like in Fusion, you can't really sequence break all that much.
Yeah.
You know, the game will tell you to go, you know, in a certain direction, and that's where you're gonna go. You don't have a fucking choice in the matter. And this one sort of does the same thing. And there are some instances where you would be able to, you know, do a wall jump and get an item early, but to circumvent that, they put this shitty slime thing on the walls, so you can't jump off of them. And it's like, so I can't sequence break and get this item until the game wants me to get this item because I don't have a specific item.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
It wasn't in the original game.
Well, it's not even in the Metroid formula much on its own anyway.
Yeah.
Sequence breaks are possible if you know how to do them.
Yeah.
And especially in Super Metroid and Zero Mission, you know, it's not necessarily explicit, but if you know how to circumvent it, the option is there. You know, it's not like, you know, the game developers are saying you can't do this no matter what. They design it in such a way that if you know how to do this, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not even glitches, it's just using certain abilities to get past certain doors and get certain items before you have the proper item to do it.
Yeah.
The 3DS version doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And there are some places where you could either, you know, use the spider ball to circumvent the trap and get the item, and they'd have this slippery shit on the walls, which basically means, you know, you can't do this after a certain point. You'll lose, you know.
Yeah. Let me just say this, like, before we get too far, that the 3DS is a terrible fucking platform. Right? Did you know it ran at 260 megahertz at launch? And, you know, the PSP, which was, you know, far older than it, runs at 333 when you clock it properly. Normally it runs at 222, but it's like, think about it. I mean, there's more than megahertz to these things, but, like, just the fact that, like, they're in the same fucking category when it comes to that, when there's almost 7 years worth of improvements made, you know, is ridiculous. The 3DS hardware is just fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, it's shit.
And then that's the reason why it got so few games other than from Nintendo themselves.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like, but it's like, there's so much, it's like, and oh God, I could go on, you know, just everything that I hate about about Samus Returns on. That's what they call it too. Metroid, Samus Returns. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Because the original one was Metroid 2 Return of Samus.
Yeah.
And then this one is just called Metroid Samus Returns. Like, go fuck yourself.
I don't know. Nintendo has really no fucking clue what they're doing these days. They got lucky with the Switch, and that's doing well for them. But
yeah. But like I said, this one was I think it was like Mercury or Steam or something. It was an outside developer that was mostly in control.
Yeah.
Remaking the thing, and it was like, you know, the tone of the game is just.
But Miyamoto doesn't allow shit out there that he doesn't have his thumb shoved right up its ass, right?
Miyamoto didn't create Metroid.
Yeah, but Miyamoto has his fingers in all the pies these days, or at least at the time, he's not as involved anymore. But the issue was like every time something happened without Miyamoto, it'd be more successful than him, and he'd get jealous. Like everything Rare put out made him fucking jealous because Rare was the reason to own N64, not fucking Mario 64, right? People still talk today about all the Rare games more than all the Nintendo games. You still hear about Ocarina and Mario, but that's it. It's other than that. It's Banjo-Kazooie, fucking Donkey Kong 64.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, Perfect Dark, you know, GoldenEye, like all this shit is all Rare, right? So I don't know. Miyamoto himself is like this jealous asshole, and generally these days he likes to stick his thumb right in the pie and kind of dictate how everybody does things. And his approach to video games is shitty.
Yeah, I don't know what it was with the people making the 3D. Like I said, I think most of the control was with them, and they had the director from like the Metroid directors, you know, helping them along. Yeah. But it's just like the tone of the game. It's just the reason I was explaining the tone of Metroid 2 in depth, is because, well, because in the original one, once you killed all the Metroids in a certain area, you know, or in a certain room, it would stay empty. Enemies wouldn't come back. Yeah, if there were no enemies there, or if there were limited life forms there, they wouldn't come back. In the 3DS remake, every time you wipe out a Metroid in an area, well, enemies just repopulate the place. Like, okay, there's no tension here because there's monsters everywhere, even though these creatures are the most powerful creatures around.
Yeah.
You know, they wipe out pretty much anything that they come into contact with, and as you're getting deeper and deeper, you know, you're expecting fewer and fewer. As you basically, once you start from the very start of the game at the top of the planet, there's a lot of enemies. Once you get down to the core, there's the same amount of fucking enemies.
Yeah.
Even though there's more Metroids in the core.
Yeah.
And every time you defeat a Metroid, more enemies pop up in that room, you know, to sort of show like, oh, they're coming back now, or like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so the entire quest of the game, you're on a genocide mission, but you're not really, you know, seeing the impact. You're just seeing creatures come back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, it goes from sort of, you know, introspective and isolated to full-on action game.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, and what really pisses me off the most, and like I said, I'm going to talk about this because it's a fucking it's a spoiler, but I don't expect you to fucking play this game anyway.
Yeah.
And
I have a 3DS XL, but I rarely use it.
Listen, but, you know, even if you do, you could emulate it.
Yeah.
But, you know, basically, as you're going, you know, once you get down to the core, and every boss fight with a Metroid 2 is just so fucking methodical. It feels like a video game boss fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, is that coming across right?
Yeah, well, it's like find a sweet point, shoot here.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like in the original, it was mostly just, hey, you found the Metroids. It's going to attack you and kill it. The challenge, you know, much of the challenge in the puzzle was finding the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, they were just instinctual monsters. Hey, I'm going to ram you and try to eat you.
Yeah.
Or if it was the gamma, if it was the alpha and alpha. So the larva, the alpha, the beta, the zeta. The beta was basically a bigger, bulkier alpha. The Zeta Metroids are the ones that kind of float around, and they can Metroid, Alpha, Gamma, fucking Christ, whatever. The third form, the Gamma Metroids, the third form, they would float around and they would electrocute you.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the Omega, you know, the last one, the Omega Metroids, they're these giant hulking things, and basically their entire strategy was, ooh, threat to me, I kill you.
Yeah.
And that was the goal. In the 3DS remake, every fucking Metroid boss follows a fucking formula. It feels like a fucking video game. And I say this in the worst sense. Like, it breaks the immersion. Like, okay, it feels like a fucking video game at this point. Like, you know it's a fucking video game.
Yeah.
And the mechanics are so video gamey. It's like, it follows a set pattern. It's like, fucking Christ. It's like the Metroid will float around and, you know, electric attack or, you know, Firebutt's going to move very slowly, so it'll give you some time to get some shots in. And then, wait, here comes a charge that is already overly fucking telegraphed anyway with a flash and everything. And then it cut, you know, of course you hit the parry button and then it zooms in as you're unloading missiles on it because fucking weak point and game formula.
Yeah.
And it's just like every Metroid fight is like that. It's like, oh, and then of course later on some of the gammas, some of the later evolutions start running away. So you have to fucking chase them down. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's like, it's too action-oriented.
Yeah.
They took out any sort of tension with the fucking Metroid fights because they're all so formulaic. It's like, okay, the Alphas fight in a certain way. I mean, sure, they're going to add some certain challenges here and there, but you're going to be able to figure it the fuck out. Then there's the Gammas. Then there's the Zetas. which are like Omegas but smaller, and then there's the Omegas, which the Omegas there were 3 of them. That should have been the best fight, but no, of course, they were just as fucking formulaic as the rest of them. It's like, oh my god, it's like you took what should be one of the core aspects of the game that should be somewhat decent boss fights and turned them into formulaic video game bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Assassin's Creed at that point. It's like you want to believe it's real, but you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
Because the Assassin's Creed thing. You're in the Animus. It's like you're not really playing his ancestor. You're just playing pretend in a simulator. It's like isn't that a bit on the fucking nose?
Yeah.
And it's just like
Oh,
and then like I said, the tone part, which I'm sorry, I'm getting off. It pisses me off. I hate it.
Well, this goes back to, like, should Nintendo really be making a lot of their old games? Like, a lot of people will criticize the Majora's Mask remake, and I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet.
I hate the remake sucks too.
And it's like, because they didn't know what was actually right about Majora's Mask, why people liked it so much. Nintendo doesn't care what their fan base's opinions are. They don't have people in the Discord chats like Sega does. They don't get involved, and so they have no clue what makes fucking Majora's Mask so special. And so when the remake comes out, it's like, he remade it.
Have you played Ocarina of Time 3D?
No, I need to buy those before they're hard to find.
Oh. Honestly, I've never played Ocarina of Time 3D, but you've played the original Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
I know that. Honestly, man, I would say unless you have a morbid curiosity for it, just skip the 3DS remake of Majora's Mask at least. It's not worth it because all of the changes there's so many changes they make.
Yeah.
One thing that they change is the Song of Time thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you the option to save when you play it.
Yeah.
It takes you back to the first day, but it doesn't save. You have to walk your ass around the corner and save at the designated save point.
Yeah.
Which is what they have. The owl statues don't function as saves. It's a designated. It looks like a little book.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, this is how you save. It's like you can't play the Song of Time and save. Basically, you can save at any point, at any time, without having to play the Song of Time, like in the original.
Yeah.
So that removes the challenge. One of the major challenges there, which was time management. Then they also changed the Song of Double Time. You remember that?
Yeah.
The one that would fast forward time 12 hours.
Yeah.
They changed that to basically let you forward time to the next hour.
Yeah.
At any interval you wanted. Like, that defeat them. It's like, okay, it's kind of easy, but it's like that really defeats the purpose of the game, because now instead of trying to manage your time, and
I mean,
like,
one of the bigger complaints about Majora's Mask was the difficulty, but that's also the same reason why a lot of people like it.
And a lot of it was the difficulty with the clock and the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was one of the biggest complaints. It's like, well, why can't you just fast forward to a select time? And the first one was technical limitations, sweetheart. That's the first one. But even still, it's like, it defeats the spirit of time management.
Yeah.
Like with the long quest over the 3 days, the Anju Cafe quest.
Yeah.
Which, most people would do towards the end.
Yeah.
There's a lot of waiting in there. There's a lot of time management to be had.
Yeah.
In the 3DS version, you could fast forward to the hour before you needed to be there.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
It makes it trivial. Like, it's like, okay, you just reduced the difficulty twice over.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they added their fucking hint system that they added to Ocarina of Time 3DS, which is basically, you can go inside this big, hollowed out, Mask of Truth looking thing, which is basically a Sheikah hint stone.
Yeah.
And you can get hints for everything in the game, like hand holding at its finest.
Yeah.
Those are the biggest offenders. And then there's some
Yeah.
minor changes like the Deku bubble.
Yeah.
It doesn't pop if you hold it too long. You know, like there's no timing there. Once you get it to a certain size, it'll lock in place and
Yeah.
stay there. You have a little reticle now
Yeah.
showing you where that bubble is gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's just again, Nintendo's not that great of a company when you start analyzing some of the shitty decisions they make, and I hate, like I've said this before, I hate how Nintendo fans will defend them to the end, even though they really haven't done anything worthy of such a defense.
right?
Especially recently, actually, it's funny because there was a recent event where like Nintendo didn't announce shit during a recent live event, and the fans were like expecting a bunch of more shit. And even then, Nintendo tried to like say like, look, this isn't going to be a big deal, but their fans were just like completely like, well, this is shit. It's like,
And back to the tone thing I was going to go to with the 3DS. The thing that really pisses me off, like I said, because I explained with the original, as you get deeper, there's fewer and fewer enemies, even as you kill the Metroids.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, like I said, even as you get deeper and deeper, the number of enemies stay the same. More enemies pop back once you kill the Metroids. Once you kill the Queen,
yep.
Because in the original one, after you kill the Queen,
yep,
that was it. There was this really quiet, somber music. You'd walk over, watch a little cutscene, a little egg would hatch, and then you would the goal at that point was to just run, basically climb back to the top of the planet. No enemies, no combat, nothing. Just
that sounds really nice because
it's just really introspective. It's like that's why I was saying it. It allows you to really reflect on what the fuck did I just do.
Yeah,
you
climb up through, and without them saying a single word, you climb up through a lifeless planet that you yielded lifeless, right? Or you made lifeless in the progress.
Lifeless enough, yeah. I mean, the other creatures still exist.
Yeah.
And are making their way back, but yeah, the dominant the dominant life forms are gone. So the core of the planet is virtually empty because no other creatures could survive down there because a big hungry jellyfish blob eats things, yum yum.
Yeah.
And then so that's the sort of thing that was going on. It's like, okay, quiet, somber music. All you have left to do, you don't even explore the rest of the planet. From there, it's just you and the baby Metroid escape. It helps you by breaking certain blocks, but beyond that, you go get back to the ship, and the mission's done. It's like maybe another 5-minute sequence at best.
Yeah.
No. In the 3DS remake, no. See, instead of that quiet, somber music playing after you hatch the baby, and save the baby, no. It plays this shitty remixed actiony version of that same theme, and there are still enemies around that you can go back and hunt. Plus, there are some areas through the entire planet that you need the baby Metroid to help you get to, because they're blocked by the crystals that only the baby Metroid can eat.
I see.
And it's like, and if to people that have played that before, when you see those, you're just like, oh, is that what it's going to be? You have to explore the planet again with the baby to get 100% completion.
Yeah.
So that's like, so the tone is, already shot because it's playing a shitty actiony remix version of that theme.
Yeah.
You don't, you're going through. You basically have the option of going through the entire fucking planet all over again, fighting more enemies with the baby Metroid in tow. So there's no introspection or thoughtfulness of what the fuck did I just do? It's like, oh no, more enemies are back because the Metroids are gone. Kill them, and then at the end, you don't go for 100% completion because you fucking, you need the baby to do that, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Once you do go back to the top, you'd expect, okay, it's nice, it's dark, it's sunrise, it's, things are looking nice. We're ready to go back to the ship. oh no, plot twist, Ridley arrives.
Jeez.
Yeah. And now, I mean, obviously with the other sequel, the other games as well, which was Prime, and the Prime series sort of taking place between Metroid 1 and Metroid 2. Because in Metroid Prime, you're basically fighting more roboticized versions. Basically, Ridley's more cybernetic as you go, because you've been kicking his ass so much, but he still survives, but he's just more and more cybernetic.
Yep.
Well, now, basically, regular Ridley shows up because I guess he's cured of all of his cybernetics, in time for Super Metroid. And it's like, oh no, you have a sudden boss fight that's supposed to be from out of nowhere against Ridley.
Yeah.
And it's like, the entire tone of Metroid 2 is just fucking destroyed now.
Yeah.
And it's like, he shows up because, the original Metroid 2, Super Metroid takes place, I want to say a little bit of time, a few months, maybe a couple months or so.
Yeah.
After, a little bit of time after Metroid 2. Well, it's like, oh, well, Ridley should have been dying, recovering from his wounds somewhere, and now he shows up on a planet that he should have no business knowing where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, he it wouldn't be surprising that he knows where the planet is. That's where they got the fucking Metroids. But it's like, okay, he shows up and you have a boss fight with the baby Metroid, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's like, there's no tonal it's like fan service for the sake of fan service. It's like, is this really necessary? It's like, we didn't need a Ridley boss fight after fighting the Queen. Yeah. You just destroy the impact of the Queen. Not that there was much impact after fighting the Queen anyway, because it was more formulaic video game bullshit. In addition to, much like every other Metroid, but it's also like the tone was already destroyed because, again, every time you kill a Metroid, more creatures are popping up. So there's no real impact of seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
That you got in the original. It's just, hey, Metroids are gone. The creatures are all back because Metroid's gone.
Yeah.
And they're trying to kill you again. So you've already had the tone destroyed twice over. And then you add this on, which is like fan service for the sake of fan service. Plus, it diminishes the final boss with the Queen. It's like, fucking Christ. It's like every bad decision you could make.
Yeah.
In a Metroid game. And it's like, oh, and God, just because I'm on the fucking subject.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Metroid Fusion?
No.
Like the story?
No, I haven't. Like I said, the only Metroid game I've ever played is Metroid Prime 3, which was on Wii.
Yeah. Okay. Metroid Fusion, the basic story of that is it picks up after Super Metroid, a little bit after Super Metroid. Samus goes back with the Federation to SR388, which was the home planet of the Metroids. But it turns out that the Metroids were created to combat a parasite that dominated the ecosystem there, called the X-Parasite. And the whole context of the game is she kills what she thinks is this demon creature, and it turns out to be this little amorphous blob of goo that was imitating it. It can imitate anything, any DNA it touches.
Yeah. And
it infects Samus because it can't be killed by weapons.
Yep.
So Samus is and these are, very deadly parasites. They kill anything they absorb, it's basically, what am I thinking of? It's a parasite.
Yeah.
It's it's parasitic. It consumes you. It, you lose control of yourself. It kills the host, and it takes everything knowledge, DNA, it can mimic knowledge and memories and all of that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what the Metroids were created for. The Metroids were the only things that managed to absorb the X parasite. Something about them caused them to absorb that parasite.
Yeah.
And that's the entire premise of the game. And of course, because every fucking game has to have a stinger now, after you defeat Ridley and the Metroids and all of that shit, there's this special little cutscene at the end with this little, normal little hopper creature hopping behind a big stone. And then you see this thing coming out from nowhere, which obviously X-Parasite comes out, consumes it, eats it, and then it's like hops back out, more hostile and everything. It's like, how much more on the nose can you fucking be? Like, there was no need to it's like, oh my fucking Christ.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking, oh, I'm sorry.
How familiar are you with the Kirby series, by the way?
Never played Kirby.
Kirby games are pretty fun, and they're made by HAL Labs, and HAL's the only one that generally makes Kirby games, so they have a bit better control. But like, I've watched this video about Kirby lore, and they tell the story in a lot of weird ways. Like, when you start playing some of the more recent Kirby games, they have a lot of what if modes. Like, what if instead of Kirby beating all these people in this game, what if it was like Meta Knight or King DDD? And in these sequences, they'll show some boss he didn't fight before. That, although the fight isn't canonical, in theory, the boss still exists in the universe. And in the most recent one, well, essentially, it's kind of revealed that Kirby may or may not be some sort of like entity that is pure good and like is just kind of a dumbass, but when challenged will kind of fuck your shit up. But they revealed with the most recent game, so what happens in the most recent game in its what if mode, and I can't remember what the what if mode is, I haven't played through the game myself, but a butterfly appears and lands on an entity called Galactonite. And this butterfly is familiar because it's actually in all the cutscenes in most of the Kirby games. Even in the original game, there's like a little butterfly in like the opening cutscene for Green Greens. And the butterfly lands on Galactonite and then transforms him into a dark god version of Galactonite. And what they basically revealed in the most recent Kirby game, Star Allies, is that the most powerful being in the entire Kirby universe could very well be the butterfly that's in most of the cutscenes in the Kirby games. But this is all canonical, right? Like they do this with they're not canonical, but it's all theory because of the way they reveal things. But a lot of times the things become true later. It's an interesting plot that they've got going, and you wouldn't expect a game like Kirby where something bad happened, and Kirby's going to go do something about it by inhaling things and taking their powers. And usually, the funny thing is, usually Kirby bosses are something dark and malevolent. The second game, Kirby's Adventure, it's a thing that brings nightmares to people. And the game after that, it's literally a being of pure hatred. And then you find out later that being of pure hatred was just part of a larger being of pure hatred. And and then it comes back in the next game, and it's he always fights something that's just godly powerful, and so they reveal there's this greater universe behind Kirby of ancient technology and gods and shit, and Kirby is kind of, because he always wins, right? He's kind of like an undefeatable god, but Kirby's inclination is to just relax and eat food all day. I don't know. I thought that was an impressive little, there's a video of it on YouTube. So impressive. And the point I'm making is that HAL Labs is it sounds like they're trying to do that with some of that extra stuff in that Metroid game, right? Now, HAL Labs has only made one remake. They just remade Kirby Superstar on 3DS. And they did add some extra plot stuff like that, but it wasn't totally unwarranted. And Kirby's kind of loose plot-wise anyway, whereas it sounds like Metroid's a lot tighter on the plot, so you probably shouldn't be fucking with it that way. You know what I mean?
It's definitely tighter as the games go up, because the first one has a really simple excuse plot. It's space pirates have stolen the Metroid. It's really hard because it's really broken English translation.
Yeah.
But the retroactive story is that Samus is that space pirates are on planet Zebes. They built up their it's not their home planet. It's not their home world, but it is their base of operation.
Yeah.
Or that's their currently existing base of operation where they were doing their experiments with Metroids.
Yeah.
They were looking because they went to the Metroid planet. They kidnapped a few of them, shall we say, which they probably lost many lives in the process. Just imagine that for a second. Just imagine, space pirates trying to capture these jellyfish things that can just suck the life energy out of you.
Hey Jim, what's that thing on your head?
I think he's angry, Jim.
Take that back with us. I don't think Jim will mind. He looks dead.
Yeah, and it's just like these jellyfish things with these tentacles. They absorb the life energy, but they don't leave any blood. They just suck the life energy dry.
Don't worry about it. It's a Nintendo game. You don't necessarily need blood.
No, but it's just even in the modern games, it's an existing trope. They don't leave any marks at all, yet they suck the life energy out of you.
Yeah.
But it's like, can you imagine trying to hunt these fucking things, like big jellyfish things? The only thing they're immune to is cold.
Yeah.
Missiles don't work. Any sort of conventional firearms don't necessarily work on it.
Yeah.
Or they don't work well enough to kill it before it, fucking face huggers your ass.
Jeez.
But that's what they do. And that's the whole plot of. I mean, it's technically retroactively, according to Zero Mission, it is Samus's Zero Mission. It's her first mission from the Federation as a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't work for the Federation, but the Federation hired her to do the job.
Yeah.
And that's the whole plot. It's like, okay, you're going through this planet. You have the space pirate leaders, Ridley and Kraid, which she has a history with Ridley anyway.
Yep.
Kraid is just the other boss that happens to be there.
Yeah.
And then there's the space pirates, and then there's Mother Brain.
Yeah.
Which is the one doing. I'm not entirely sure what her motivations are. It's never really explained.
Yeah.
She just wants to. She's like one of those intelligent AIs that wants to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Or the galaxy burn, I should say. And that's she's the basically the be all end all leader of that particular base.
Yeah.
Whereas Ridley is a space pirate, he is of that species, and he leads the space pirates. But on Zebes, Mother Brain is the one in charge.
Yeah.
Because that is her planet. But the whole point of that first game is space pirates stole the Metroids from a planet. They're dangerous. Go stop them.
Yeah.
And then there was the second one, which I already explained. Super Metroid sort of started bringing in more indirect story.
Yeah.
But it was a continuation. It takes place after Metroid 2 I'd say a few weeks maybe.
Yeah.
The last Metroid is in captivity with the Federation. Ridley shows up, breaks into the space station, steals the Metroid, and goes back to Zebes, the rebuilt planet.
Yeah.
And the whole goal of that is they're rebuilding Zebes. They're trying to bring more Metroids back. They eventually succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And your goal is to stop them.
Yeah.
And Mother Brain is back, and she's more powered than ever.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole storytelling trope where after you fight and actually kill Ridley, because in Super Metroid, that's actually when he canonically dies.
Yeah.
I say canonically because, again, the Prime series and everything brings him back. But he canonically dies in Metroid 3. And then once you go in there, you find, oh no, the canister holding the Metroid is broken.
Yeah.
And Baby Metroid is gone. You don't know where it is. And later on in the game, towards the end, after you've killed all of the bosses, you open the final way to Torian. Because that's another trope, too. You have to defeat the bosses to unlock this final gate that's blocking the way to the final area. Because, I don't know, because Mother Brain thought it was a good idea to build statues connected to the life force of fucking Ridley and Kraid, right?
Yeah.
Like, those two people die, the door opens. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the storytelling trope there, or not trope, but sequence, where eventually you're in this locked room, and Samus gets attacked by this gigantic larval Metroid.
Yeah.
And when I say gigantic, I mean like it's mutated, or not mutated in the sense that normal Metroids mutate on their home planet, but it just grows massively because of the gamma radiation.
Yeah.
And so it's this gigantic larval Metroid that attacks you. And then all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah.
And the storytelling the twist there is that's the baby Metroid.
Yeah.
That Samus basically spared at the end of Metroid 2.
Yeah.
That's the gigantic baby Metroid.
Yeah.
And it recognizes you pretty much just before it kills you.
Yeah.
And then it kind of flies off.
Yeah.
And that was where plot of the game that was where plot and storytelling in this game, in the Metroid games, started. It was like, okay, it was more lore driven, and all of that. It was mostly conveyance. And say after Super Metroid, the series went on hiatus for God, how long? 8 years?
Still Prime, right?
Huh?
Still Prime, right?
Until Prime, yeah. Which, yeah, say it was about 8 years, I think.
Yeah.
Say Metroid Prime.
Aren't they supposed to be making a Prime like trilogy on Switch? I thought they were making like a Prime re-release on Switch that I was looking forward to buying.
I know they're making a Prime 4.
Yeah, Metroid Prime trilogy Switch.
You know what I'm gonna say, man.
Yeah.
Play the original.
Well, I just don't have I don't have it for GameCube, and I'm sure it's expensive as all fuck right now.
No, it's not. You can find good copies of. Do you have a Wii?
I was gonna get a Wii U here sooner rather than later.
Oh, I was gonna say because if you had a Wii, you could get GameCube. You could get the GameCube versions.
Oh,
I say play the original because the Prime trilogy that they released on the Wii was actually altered in sort of a negative way.
And this is
there's more difficult.
Probably just gonna be a direct port of that,
right? And say because I've never played the Prime trilogy version of 1 and 2, but from what I've heard, they actually altered the difficulties a little bit. So
I wouldn't be surprised. Nintendo's made shit casual for the last 20 years.
And then, so it's like, Metroid Prime 1 because Metroid Prime on the GameCube is pretty fucking difficult, even on the normal difficulty. But from what I understand, what's considered normal on the Prime Trilogy version is actually much lower than the original GameCube version.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. That and there are some tricks and everything that Retro and Nintendo took out.
Yeah.
Because in the certain versions of the GameCube version, you can actually do a certain trick, a certain glitch trick that will get you a very useful item much earlier.
Yeah.
In the game. Like right at the beginning, if you know how to do the trick, you can get space jump boots before you get anything else, which pretty much breaks the fight to get the morph ball back. Makes getting the boost ball easier. It just breaks the game.
Yeah.
And they remove some of those tricks, so you can't do any of that. And it's like, okay. And then they added, I don't know. I'm a stickler for the original GameCube version.
Yeah, no,
anyway.
Nintendo tends to make a few changes when they do that, but I don't know. It's.
If you want it,
I played Prime 3 and I enjoyed it. It was one of the well-done games on the Wii, and unfortunately, most games after that didn't use the control. It's like that showed what the Wii could be with a good puzzle shooter, right? And then after that, they didn't really go any further. They just focused on motion control games after that, which is why I just sold my Wii, because that was fucking worthless after that to me.
Yeah,
and it's
like Prime 1 and 2 are actually much better than Prime 3. Prime 3 is the weakest of the trilogy.
And it did feel weak in some ways. I liked the action, but the story and some of the levels were kind of bland.
That was mostly what it was. Prime 3 was definitely casualed down.
And that's what, again, Nintendo was in that kind of methodology.
Compared to Prime 1 and Prime 2. Hell, Prime 2 is technically harder than Prime 1.
Yeah.
Just because Prime 1 was the first outing for 3D Metroid. And while it hit a lot of the notes, it was like, okay, there are some things that it didn't do well. Some people have a major problem with what they call the end game fetch quest.
Yeah.
Which, when you really think about it, isn't an end game fetch quest, because it's one of those doors that's covered. Let's say, what is it? The whole point of the ultimate goal of Metroid Prime, is getting to the impact crater, where there's poison, where a corrupted meteorite impacted the planet. And and this creature formed from all of the Phazon, and Metroid fused with all the Phazon and everything, and became Metroid Prime.
I see.
And this was, the Chozo that were living there before they fled or died, sealed it off with 12 artifacts. And it's the door is sealed off by a missile hatch.
Yeah.
So once you get the missiles, you'll remember, oh, there's a missile door here. It's not too far away. You'll likely go back there to explore before you go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll find the artifacts. You'll get your first artifact. You'll have some totems that'll give you some hints. And the whole point, basically throughout the entire game, you're hunting down these artifacts with different items you need.
Mm-hmm.
As you get more items to hunt down the artifacts. And you can do it through most of the game. You don't have to put it off until the end.
Yeah.
But some people view that as a detriment to the game. It's like, it shouldn't be there. You should just be allowed to go to the crater after you get everything. It's like, if you played Metroid games before, every final area was always blocked off by something.
Yeah.
I mean, narratively, it actually makes a lot of sense. Plus, at least in the first Prime, you can hunt a lot of these down before you even have all of the items.
Yeah.
There's only like two or three that require end game items. And one of them requires an end game item because you can't survive on Phazon. It'll kill you. That's the only reason. And technically, you can get it without, if you have your energy maxed out, but it's practically suicide at that point.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay.
Yeah, no, I haven't played it. But like I said, I was thinking of picking it up on Switch just so I could try them without having to go after old copies.
Yeah. Say, if you want it for ease of access, go for it. I would recommend playing the GameCube versions just because it's designed. The first two are designed for the GameCube controller anyway.
Yeah.
It's just so fluid. It had that design in mind. Yeah.
I'm what I wanted to do is because I kind of missed a bunch of Kirby games. I'm gonna pick those up and then. Well, because I didn't buy any of the DS or 3DS Kirby games. I bought the one that came out on Switch. I didn't buy the one on Wii either. So it's like, and I really do like the series. I've actually played a lot of the Kirby games. And what most people don't understand is the Kirby games actually have some decently hard challenges. Like, they allowed Nintendo to make them a bit casual, but HAL Labs always added modes that were meant to be for the absolute pros. And like in Kirby Superstar Ultra, which is the remake of the Super Nintendo game on DS, they didn't just remake the game. They added new modes that were more difficult than the other modes. The last mode in Kirby Superstar is the arena, where it's just a boss rush. In this one, they released the true arena, which makes you fight all the new bosses they added, which are a lot fucking harder, and it like gives you less resources to do it with. And it's just like, I mean, and some of the bosses are like, you know, when you fight King DDD, he has his theme. It's like doo 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 doo. Like it's a constant theme through the series. In this one, they introduce Metal DDD, or Master DDD rather, and it's like a remake of the original Kirby game. Only it's called DDD's Revenge. And fucking, all of a sudden, this, you know, normally you fight King DDD in a boxing ring, but you get in there and now it's a fucking electric cage match. And then the music starts playing, and like the tempo's way up tempoed. It's like and like King DDD appears. He's got a metal fucking gimp mask on, and he's got his hammer all fucking tricked out, and he just proceeds to whip your ass because you didn't expect that kind of battle in this game. It's like, it took me a couple tries to beat him because like I just didn't expect that pace of a battle. And normally you could like avoid King DDD by floating up in the air, but because they made an electric steel cage match, you can't float in the air without damage.
Electric steel cage match.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture of it. It's like,
all right.
yeah, we gotta get going soon. I know, but
yeah.
Well, I found like I found a deviant art picture, not deviant art, some picture on fucking Pinterest or something. Won't let me.
You got
see
it?
Give me a second. Won't let me see the full thing. Yeah, there it is. Anyway, yeah, you can go ahead and share the screen there. The one up in the corner. Like, it just starts playing this new soundtrack for DDD. It's just like, that's like way fucking more metal, and it's like, he just proceeds to kick your ass. And this is the first mode you experience when you play the new modes in this game. And so HAL Labs at least has this idea of like, well, we don't want to fuck over these fans who have been into this series for a while, so we're not going to, yeah, we'll allow the other things to be easy, but we're going to add the difficult modes in so that there's an actual challenge at some point in this fucking game, right? And like every new mode they added to Superstar Ultra is just, the only one they added that wasn't particularly more difficult was just where you played as the side characters to beat the game. But yeah, no, this is why I like HAL Labs as a company, because they understand difficulty. They're also the same people who make Smash Brothers, but I think Nintendo sticks too many of their fingers into the Smash Brothers pie these days.
Yeah, HAL Lab had a hand in helping with Super Smash.
Yeah. Well, no, they make Super Smash Brothers. HAL Labs is the big company. And their fingerprints are all over it. It has great music and a lot of music, right? Most Kirby games have a ton of music. And like Smash Brothers has even more music than that. It's ridiculous. The soundtrack for Super Smash Brothers Brawl is like over 100 songs long. But anyway, yeah, it's 11:13. I'm kind of tired myself. We've been on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and I got to get up for work tomorrow.
Alrighty.
So we'll just give this an end really quick. For anyone who watches this a little bit later, thank you for checking this out.
Yep.
We will catch you all next stream. Oh God, my voice is going. Is talking on stream. I'm used to it.
You went off on a long tangent about
yes, I did,
just
and it's just like, oh my God, my voice. Yeah. So we will catch you all later.